쟤는 말도 못하고 있다 뭐지 I can never feel like 우린 다르지 거긴 없어 눈도 있어 miserably We made it look easy 그런 건 거든이 쟤는 말도 못하고 있다 뭐지 I can never feel like 우린 다르지 거긴 없어 눈도 있어 miserably We made it look easy 그런 건 거든이
This is your This stream contains fast flashing images that may affect viewers who are susceptible to photosensitive epilepsy or other photosensitivities. Viewer discretion is advised.
We're down to the top 6, baby, and the grand finals are within reach. Which squad?
What's up, guys? Welcome to another stream. As I said, we'll be basically just watching the VCT today, watch party. Hold on.
I am Theo Golden Boy, and I shall take care of you today. All right, we're gonna have a good day. All right,
is that the way we're going? Because I'm down for it.
We're gonna go that way, mija. Okay, it's gonna be fantastic. But look,
Get this done real quick.
We have so much to talk about. Let's go ahead and dive into what happened yesterday, shall we? Because we had our first elimination matches of playoffs, and we of course had the hometown team taking down Trace Esports. Of course, I'm talking about DRX, and I'll be honest, Mimi, this just looked like DRX in peak form, and Trace having no solutions.
This was exactly the game that DRX needed. We saw them have a tough
there we go.
To that upper bracket, losing out to Sentinels, but here the individuals were all popping off. The rookies were finding
everyone's doing
form.
so well in this match, in this tournament.
Great game to just build your confidence and continue that run in the lower bracket. The second one, much closer.
Yeah, exactly. Well, we can say the match.
I can't believe Fnatic won.
Because Fnatic came out swinging. They had something to prove after the match that they had against Team Heretics, and they definitely proved it. Sadly, G2 is gonna have to go home, but Fnatic is looking very good for making a lower bracket.
Yeah, G2's gone. I misread that.
That final round is going to be in their nightmares. A 1v3 fully blind getting spammed down like that. It's heartbreaking for G2, but for Fnatic, I mean, that's what happens. You need rounds like that, and it's, I think, huge for them to not let that second map slip away. They should have won it more cleanly. G2 had a really impressive comeback to even get it.
27 more minutes before the game actually starts. So, if you want to bring snacks, drinks, whatever you want, this is your time now.
We got two big games that are going to be taking place today, and the losers of these games are going to be facing off against DRX and Fnatic. It is literally a who's who in Valorant esports. It is exactly. I mean, look at the names of the teams there, Kukuka. It's like the biggest teams in the game right now. It's freaking awesome.
At the top today, we're going to get two teams that are going to go straight into the top.
I really hope Baby Bay is one of the commentators today.
If you lose, you might have a second chance, but we are talking about a DRX and a Fnatic that had an amazing day yesterday, that they found an incredible form and are super ready to get to that final.
Yeah, if you lose here, you're gonna
Mimi is my favorite analysis.
in a row until the grand finals. It is brutal. If you win, however, you have some days off. You're set up. You already have your spot in the Inspire Arena booked, and you have a chance to get that advantage into the upper final. So these games, even if there is a second chance in the lower bracket, are super critical for these teams to win if they want to lift the trophy.
It ain't gonna get easier from here. Plain and simple. That's how it rolls. But let's go ahead and take a look at our pick.
I forgot what this guy's name is. Chosen One or something.
Party amigos. So they made their picks. Let's see who's on top right now. Oh, Sam, I peeked. Nate shot. What the hell are you doing? No, that's not Nate. Wait, what? Am I tripping? I see Nate shot, but that don't look like Nate that I know.
That's a new Nate shot.
That is a new
I think
Nate
it
shot.
is Preds though, because he was doing pretty well all throughout this one. Last
Tarek is 4th.
he's starting to pop off a little bit there.
110 points.
Looking good in some points. Yeah.
I think I got 105.
Last time I was in the 3%, but I've been losing some pick and
I have been boomed. Every choice I've made has been wrong. When you see the predictions, I'm sorry. I've just been.
Is your record rough?
I think I'm 11 and 12 or something like that, or maybe 12 and 12. I might be breaking even.
They called him the coin in high school.
My pick for first round, I've been pretty spot on.
Let's dive into our matches today, shall we? Now, here's the deal. As we had talked about before,
Hold up.
top 3 in this competition, because you're going to be taking that trip to the winner bracket final, and that will be taking place at Inspire Arena next week. You got Sentinels going up against Edward Gaming. Then you got Leviathan facing off against Heretics. And what's even better about this, and I know the thing right there. First time we're seeing these matches on stage.
The SEN EDG one is crazy. It's two teams that just missed each other.
Smaller the better.
Off their initial peak, that's when we started to see EDG at international events. And the second one for Leviathan, this is a team who is new to the top of the international scene. And so they're going to have a lot of fresh matchups if they want to run to the final.
As a Spanish speaker, I don't know if we are winning or losing today. I feel like there's going to be a lot of sad people. I just expect that we get a good match. Every single match that we've gotten in place.
Sentinels will normally be a good match.
To at least one of them to go to 3
But
matches.
here's the thing, even with some of them being 2-0s, there have been some
Yeah.
spectacular maps. But if there's
But we've getting
there are
both sides
four
of the
teams-
coins. We're
Yeah.
getting like
coin.
stomps. Yeah.
Yeah.
We're getting like very high stomps and then very, very close match.
Yeah, if there are 4 teams that could bring it today, it's got to be these
Yeah.
4. If it ain't these 4, then I don't know what else to tell you people. But for now, though, we're going to put the power...
He's not wrong, though.
over to our match card. Fan poll, of course, you can scan
Sentinels and EDG, they're pretty good.
run to the grand final.
EDG's pretty good. But I'm going for Sentinels. Sentinels is really good.
And also, make sure you use those hashtags. Valorant champion
Also, Team Heretics and Leviathan. I reckon Leviathan will win, but Team Heretics been doing pretty well so far.
Go ahead and dive in. Wait, what is going on right here? You
Yes, Sentinels! Let's go, Mimi!
not just Mimi, Kakuka too? You're trying to influence the vote?
I don't care anymore.
You're just sending it.
Honestly, yeah. No, she's sending it.
She
I just think they're a good team.
Let's go, Sentinels!
Oh my god, it's
my
too much time.
dog.
I gotta get
That's
rid of
my dog right
I'm
there.
not sending it.
All right, well,
I'm no longer sending it.
let us dive into our first match, shall we? We're going to talk about some Sentinels here because they did...
Oh, they're going for the warm-up. Look at Tyson.
They did the deadlock, and then they decided to put Zekin on the Neon, which, if you talk to the members of Sentinel about this, maybe it was more like, Zekin was kind of just jiving. He just wanted to play Neon, and he was unbelievable.
Yeah, he's played the agent earlier in his career, but he's
You know what he said? He said, I'm just feeling Filipino to be able to play Filipino agent today. And then he played Neon and he's literally destroying everyone on it.
when those two players are looped into each other perfectly, he's so potent. Zekin was hitting all the checkpoints.
Let's go, Tins! My man right there. That's my man. My man, Tins. Hey, it's the Blobfish. Is that a hair on there? Is that a hair on there? Is that a hair on there?
It's like a death stare,
But it's also been with them the entire time.
It has been.
So it's been through the good and the bad.
Seen it all. It's done it all. That's a good block.
Second. Let's go second.
Learn a little bit more about how this Sentinels team plays with this Neon in what we like to call a Senestrator.
Don't say wait. Don't say wait.
Pending. Kakuka was the one who came up with it. What you got with this Bale?
Yeah, I think it's very interesting to see the combination, to see how they brought in the Neon and what you can do with it. Because especially when we think about a map like Haven, even though we missed it for a long time, we know where the strong points on the map are, right? We know that the fight for A is always going to be there. And I wanted to take a look at one of the executes that they have and how they incorporate the Neon onto it. So it's a 4-4, as I say, Sentinels is going to be on the attack, and I'm just going to be playing this very slowly. We see a lot of utility trying to move the players off of DRX away from the side.
Saucy with a Sova. He's destroying people in Sova, man.
Everybody else understanding where they have to be and how they can apply the pressure. So this is a 5-man push. So Celsius is going to be in this position. He's already using the Rolling Thunder onto the side. Zekin is already looking to see if he's going to be capitalizing on the movement that is going to be forced by both the Rolling Thunder, and the Hunter's Fury. But not only that, we also see the Paranoia coming in, forcing everybody out, and also helping Junkie T to keep putting that pressure. He also used the camera. Like, everybody has a piece of utility that has been put into making this execute happen. Not everything's gonna happen very fast because this is what happens when you're playing Neon.
Yeah.
And everybody from DRX is going to try and stop the plant from going down. They know that the pressure is massive, and Zekin understands very well that not only he has to be the first, he has to be tanking the utility, continuing on the kills, and being
Yeah,
that case.
that's a good match.
We know this executes we can expect. But what happens when we go to the defense? I wanted to take a look at round number 21, which is the round that Sentinels wins the map with, right? So right at the beginning, take a look at the positions. Again, it is Haven. I'm not going to rediscover anything from you because you know how this map is played. But Celsius is going to be starting off with some span, but he's going to be very
To be honest, to be completely honest with you, it just seemed like she's babbling on. No offense here. She might know. She might actually know what she's talking about, but
Now I'm gonna play the round because DRX has a very clear idea of just doing a very heavy execute onto A as well. The camera, same one that John QT used it on the previous round.
she's probably higher ranked than me.
That pressure, but and also with the Hunter's Fury. But the moment the Hunter's Fury pops, sorry, the moment the Hunter's Fury pops, Celsius is going to also be using his stun. We see the same execute, right? The rolling thunder going onto the side. But look at the positions. Look at what Sassy does here. He moves himself off from this angle and just calls help from Zekken. And what Zekken does is also very important. Now, something that you do have with Neon that you do not have with the Jet is not only this wall that is going to force DRX to clear 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 angles that you need to be aware of once you see it. Also, you're going to have the stun because Buzz understands that once the rolling thunder and the Hunter's Fury is falling off, he needs to be the one getting the kills in case the utility doesn't get it. And this is where everything becomes perfect because Zekken understands that he is the one that with the stun can help Sassy survive. Not only that, he creates again so much chaos and so much disruption because he keeps going for the kill that he saves Sassy and gives the rest of the team the possibility to go onto side. Pops his ultimate.
Okay, that's a pretty good analysis though.
Beautiful round from Sentinels. So everybody understands the plan, and this composition suits them so well. Like the synchronicity between all of them is just beautiful.
That's definitely the thing.
Yeah, that analysis is spot on.
Not only did they not play it that much, but they also just look fantastic doing so.
Totally.
And that is a great breakdown on that one, Kazuka. But for now, though, let's actually go ahead and hear Sassy's take on the win over DRX in this Omen player moment.
Hello, my name is Gustavo, most known as Sassy, and I'm the initiator for Sentinels. So the first map against DRX on Sunset, I'll be honest, I felt like we had the control all the time, but I felt that the communication was really chaotic. We were playing with Neon, and Neon's a really fast agent that has like fast plays, and our comms was like really messy. For me, it would be like 13-6 the ideal result, but we got in so many problems with our comms that we went to the overtime. And we were kind of lucky on the 3v5 on the last round that we got us into overtime because we got some kills. I got some.
Let's go, Saucy.
We found some kills. It was like, oh my god, we actually did it. So I was actually surprised.
In for the under the side, Celsius sticking, sees the knife, John QT domes it, and Bane's also dropped in the process, flashback, not long for this world, straight flash, but he needs to get half, and he needs it now, that's the only win con, Foxy 9, he's got it at least, but tagged up, stuck up, Mako, spam and spray.
So after the first loss on Champs against Shenji, we kind of felt that we were not playing like ourselves, like we used to do. On the FPX match, we're like, guys, let's just play our game, just have fun, because whatever happens here, you don't want to come home with regret it. We got into Champs with a different mentality, different mindset. We worked the whole year to get here, so it doesn't matter if we're like first seed, second seed, even fourth seed. We should come here and have fun and leave this tournament without regrets, being a winner or not.
Yeah, you're totally right. There's some last champ they were having a little bit of problems.
Yeah, he was saying that he felt like the comps were a little chaotic. They got a little lucky to come back into that first map, and I do think that's true. But I think that second map, once they got into Haven, it was so much more clean. They were taking the right timings to pause in the mid-round, slow down like you were showing in your telestrator, and then re-coordinate to take that second fight and close these things out. This is Sentinels that is proving even when they're playing a close opposition, even when they have to rely on some of those individual plays to stay in the map, they're going to be able to rally back and go back to the fundamentals that got them here in a second map of the series.
Yeah, and thinking about the opponent that they have today, yes, this is not
Oh, second is in there, man.
tournament, but you want to be
He's not even blinking, bro. He's not blinking at all.
what Mimi's talking about. Not only you know that you have your
Look at him. He's not blinking at all.
able to change things up and play as a team and understand that sometimes you're going to go down and that is the
Bro's in there, bro. He's ready, bro.
the amount of experience that Sassy
The
has
focus, man.
in a specific situation. I think it's brilliant to see that they can
John QD.
I think the difference
The camera's on John QD.
in their match against Trace and what might happen today against Sentinels is that while both Sen and Trace have really good macro ideas, they like playing their slower attack side rounds some of the time. Obviously a little different when Sen's playing the Neon. What Sen also has is those individuals, your John QTs, even this tournament.
15 minutes tight. 15 minutes.
Can step up and have those individual moments when the round state does explode and it comes down to the chaos. That's what Trace couldn't do against EDG, but that's what I think Sen will be able to do today against that Chinese squad.
Excellent point there. And when you speak about the individuals, well, you do got to focus on two people on each, one individual on each side of the stage. You got Zekin and you also have Kong Kong. And these two players are going to be facing off against one another for the first time.
Oh,
And look, they're
Hong Kong.
dynamic impact players, Kukuka. They both bring a ton of heavy firepower to the team.
I like that guy.
It's gonna be a
That guy's funny.
clash here.
I am praying for the Sunset. I am praying for the Haven as well. I want to see this head-to-head, this Neon. It's not only how we were teased on stage, on social media. We want to see how these two players are going to go up against.
Yeah.
Because I agree with Mimi. I feel like Kankan has saved EDG from so many situations, so many rounds did not belong to them. They should have never won them, and then Kankan just goes completely insane and gets a 4K. We can say the same for Zekken, but we can also make the same argument for most of the players in Sentinels.
And I think the parallel goes deeper between these two players. They've never played each other at a match, at a global event, but their journeys to get here were so similar. They're both these guys that came up early on in their scene's history, made waves as a young player with insane mechanics, who's incredible on the duelist role, but quickly rose to prove to be not only that incredible duelist, but a player who can be a good teammate, and who can also in a lot of ways become the face of a team, the face of a region.
Yeah, and here's another really interesting dynamic. So apparently, like Zekin is kind of in Kong Kong are like parallels of one another within the Chinese region. They asked nobody about the matchup. He says, I only have one thing to say. RZKK player is better than yours, which is what they call Zekin out there as well in China, which is pretty
they're
cool.
joking that Kung Kung, ZMJJKK, is the same as Zekken, ZEKK.
Yeah,
And,
not confusing at all.
and honestly, I love that
He's
confidence from
meditating
EDG.
thinking about that. Did you
I
see
know.
that on the camera?
So good, so good. But yeah, you know, and that I think goes to show both teams' confidence for each other today, right? You got to put confidence in Zekin. He has always been a consistent player. When he doesn't perform, you notice it. Same thing can be said for Kong Kong. Let's go ahead though and move on to his squad. We got Edward Gaming. Now this is going to be Chinese
Ooh.
picked up their first ever quarterfinal win over a region.
It's not what they picked, right?
Esports. This is a deep run that they're making in this tournament. They look really good in the process, and let's be honest here. I mean, Kukuka, they had Trace's number even regionally. So I think coming into this matchup, Trace was certainly going to be in a bit of a bind.
Trace was facing their demons, and it looked like they had PTSD, really. Like
Yeah,
they
for
were not having fun out there. And as I said, Kankan was winning some of this round. That made no sense. Like, how can you? There is nothing that you can do against a player like this that feels so comfortable against you, that has no fear, that understands and knows so well how you play and how you develop in many different scenarios. But today's beast is a completely different one. Yes, of
They're
course,
ready for it.
teams want so
They're
bad,
ready.
but I feel like the form that we see from Sentinels, it's still one step ahead.
EDG has been to playoffs of international events before. They've gone on runs, but one thing they have never done is make it to the top 3. They've never been there in the biggest arenas that this game has to offer. They've never had an opportunity to make it to a grand finals, and they've already made history in that first match because it was the very first time they won a quarterfinal, that they're not playing from the lower bracket to begin with. We thought that Trace might be the team who kind of took over for China. EDG proved they are still the best, and they have a chance today to show that China is ready to be a region in that top 3 and finally break through that barrier as one of the best in the world.
I agree. I think that 2024 as a whole has been a breakout year for Chinese Valorant. First, we had FPX there in China. To me, honestly, I'm going to say it again. Justice for FPX. Well, I need to see more from them. I need them to see going deeper. I think that they could do such cool things when we get to playoffs. But for Tracy's...
Ooh, spray control.
As first groups in the first champion that they attempt on. If EDG is to win today, just with that, just making it to that top 3, I would say is a 9 out of 10 year for China.
Massive achievement indeed. Well, earlier on, Yinsu had an opportunity to catch up with EDG. Simon, let's go ahead and hear what he had to say.
I'm I'm now joined by Simon from EDG and Luna here to do some translations as well. Now, Simon, this is your first big event on the global stage. You already have an opportunity to fight for top 4 in such a crazy situation, high pressure situation. So how do you keep calm and collected and cool in these situations?
我本来就不太会有压力，也不太会紧张。
I actually didn't feel that much pressure. I'm not those kind of people who will be too nervous. It's going to be a good asset to have. Good luck today.
Let's go.
Well, let's go ahead and talk about Chichu, because everyone's hopping on the Chichu train over here. He's been unreal, steamrolling through people, and I love me some train puns, Mimi. You know all about that. But genuinely, the man has been fantastic.
That's so beautiful. I love
You
that
have to
for you,
rate it.
Jinbin. But yeah, Simon there is saying, as a rookie player, he doesn't feel that pressure on stage. And I think a big part of that is that he's surrounded by such
He's
experienced
good,
players,
bro.
one of whom is Chichu, who
These
has
shots are crazy.
global events.
Especially when we talk about the solo plays, we know that Kankan is brilliant, but he's set up in many of these situations, right? Even from the attack.
Only as good
Chichu,
as
you're
some of your
mostly
parts.
going to be seeing alone. At the first one, we saw him playing on Vine, just going alone on hookah, getting 3, just having that super good individual level, and just being able to be on the look, be in that surprise. And I think it is a very good ace.
She's ready for it.
When you're going deeper into the tournament.
Yeah, we see a lot of chaotic moments from this team where it ends up kind of coming down to clutches, coming down to big moments. And Chichu is the guy who almost always delivers. And I think it's just so impressive that he's done that so consistently across all these different global events.
Yeah, well, of course, you know, we'll see how this plays out for EDG. But let's actually go ahead and hear from Simon yet again in this player moment.
大家好，我是 EDG 的 Simon。大家都觉得 EDG 是个很强的队伍。自从我加入 EDG 之后，我就蛮怕自己打不好的，但我还是想在世界赛上证明自己，跟队伍一起打得更好。谢谢大家的支持，我们会拿到冠军的。
He goes back instantly. Bianca still trying to hold towards Fuka. And just one by one they face, and one by one they fall.
下一场我们要打 SEN Boss， 我觉得他们是个很强劲的队伍，不管是枪也好，还是技能搭配也好，但是我们会有更好的协同性击败他们。然后我觉得我们要做的就是打好我们的东西就行。
And they're saying that they just need to play their best. They're looking to outshine them with the teamwork. But if there is one thing I can't comfortably say about this EDG team, is that when they want to play some structured Valorant, they'll do it. When they want to get in the mud, they'll do it. They'll drag you into the mud with them if they want to. That is the impressive part about this squad.
It's interesting too, because we call it mud and it looks like it, but I think in particular that Trace game they just played, it wasn't the rounds getting out of their control and needing to rely on individuals. I think their game plan was actually
I reckon Sentinel's teamworks are pretty good as well.
because they just trust that they can be better in those situations. And that's where you see the depth of this team.
I like to see them calm and collected as we're seeing them on stage right now, because I do think that one of the big keys to winning against Trace Esports is that not only they
Is it just me, or does it look like she's sweating quite a bit?
They were lacking compositionally, but going up against a team from another region for the first time is definitely going to be a different beast. So seeing them like that, it makes me feel like they've taken this time to really study them.
But it's fascinating on both sides of the field. Sentinels are going to be experiencing the same exact thing, having to go up against EDG and Chinese Valorant and the pace that they like to play. It's really awesome. But now, before we get into today's first match, let's go ahead and weigh in on what's been happening off our stage. And it's time for good take, bad take. That's right, baby. We got another segment. All right, so let's do this here. Now, the way it's going to work is we're going to look at the champs discourse on social media.
I love
and then we're gonna, that's right. And then we're going to highlight some takes and give them a thumbs up or thumbs down. And strongly agree, strongly disagree. You know, I mean, just roll with us. You can agree with us or disagree with us in the chat. All right, number 1. Numero uno. What do we have over here? Isn't this already left? This is from Zelsis.
He's saying that they're Osbus and 4Cats, and that is unbelievably close. Look at the performance players like Mazzino are putting up consistently for this roster. Osbus is the GOAT, but he's not the only great player on that team.
I will say a couple of things. One, having 4 cats sounds like a dream. That's why it's not a strongly disagree.
That's why they strongly disagree. His kitties are adorable.
Yeah.
But they're not already.
But wait, let me say what I was gonna say. The other day, I think that it was proven, and it said a lot about Aspas and about Lev as a team, that on Icebox he was not performing performing. He was not achieving what he was supposed to with the operator. Sometimes those things happen. They still won. They still put up such a good performance. And that is what makes Aspas also such a good player, is that he doesn't overheat. He doesn't like tries to overcompensate when things are not going well. So disagree.
Okay, but you're saying disagree because they're not literally 4 cats, but you should be strongly disagree
No.
because literally they
I
are
love
4.
cats.
They're
All I'm
4
gonna
human
say-
men.
Do not disparage the kitties. All right, moving on. Two. Let's see. Good take,
No
bad
matter
take. What we got over here. This is from Real Razzie saying the hopium is real. We cookin' or nah. Thinks that Leviathan will win and it'll be a Sentinels
Well-
Leviathan final.
I'm gonna say
See, he picked G2 as well.
G2 won against Fnatic yesterday, and I didn't see that happening.
Yeah, chat. he
Even
was-
if we're just
That's what I put as well. Liv and Sin.
I think Sen is
You can do that?
yes. I
She
can.
has the power. She's
And I'm going to tell you
Professor
I
X.
disagree. So that's all you need to know if I can.
I'm just
Okay.
saying I strongly
you, Bea.
disagree because I don't think it's going to be Lev Sen in the finals, but I can see a world that Sen will be in the finals. All right, let's
I
see.
think it's-
Yeah.
Number 3 is from Nate Shot. Hey, buddy. True life. I'm
TLDR?
addicted to Valorant. If I wasn't a streamer, I'm pretty sure this game would have ruined my life. Praying for all of you folks trying to balance work, school, and relationships. Thank you for letting me play this game like a degenerate every day for a living.
Yeah.
Let me
Agree.
be real for a second. I like my job. The worst part about this job
Is
is
not being
having
able
to
to play.
watch Valorant all the time
Yeah.
and not being able to play
To
that
play
much.
it.
Yeah.
Because I would play so much more if I was at home
Especially
instead
when
of
we
on
go
a
to
laptop
like,
setup.
like
think it's-
Asia and stuff. You can't play.
Yeah,
you
you
gotta
need
have
a
the
different
accounts.
account. It's all this rig
Yeah.
roll. I would, dude. I'm so addicted during the off season.
At least in Americas you have better scheduling, but when you're working in EMEA, we finish up so late
Yeah.
that it is impossible. And after, like when you're having a long day of Valorant, you go home and your friends are like, "Yo, you want to play?" And I'm like, "No, I want to
No,
go
dog.
to bed."
I want to sleep because I've been working all day. All right, let's see. Our next take. Thank you for that one, Nate Shot, common viewer.
I don't have any friends to play.
Our next one here. We got artist. I know that guy. Best player in the world, Durka.
Overreaction to one game. Durka's a great player. I don't think you can argue any one player is the best player in the world right now, even if his form is great.
Well, I did tweet the other day that Chronicle is the best player in the world, so.
And I disagree with that too. I think he's also a great player though.
I'm gonna agree. I think it's a good clout tweet. I'm gonna give that to
So you agree?
Artis. Yeah. He has some, some. And then Artis has a good take, and
he
I
mostly
support
has
him in
bad
this one.
takes, but this one, it was a
Never seen this
relatively
guy have a good take in my
decent
life.
All right.
If he has the Chinese flag today on stream though, EDG is losing.
Oh,
He's the
boy,
ultimate curse.
I am not
I like
opening up
Artis.
that can of worms. Next up, do we
It's
have another
chill.
one? I think we have one more maybe for good take, bad take. We'd like to see what our last. Oh, wait a minute. I think we don't
Do
have
you
it right
have a
now.
take, GB?
Do I have a take? You know what? I actually do have a take.
What's your take?
This is my last day today, so I'm going to make a bold call, bold
Okay.
prediction. It's
Do
gonna
we
be-
have the mile?
It's going to be Sentinel. Oh, that's my tweet. I know that guy. And a Puerto Rican flag on their stream. Pop off.
Golden Boy, that's his name.
Best player in the world. I tweeted that because I'm a gosh darn genius.
Too early
Probably agree.
to
Hear
say.
me out. Hear me out. Since it doesn't have a date, and at some point I believe he was, I'm gonna give you.
Thank you.
I strongly agree.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean he's the winningest player in Valorant for a reason. He's absolutely excellent. His consistency is insane. But
I also tweeted that
Doesn't have a
after.
date.
it's so soon to say.
It's
I
like
tweeted that
honey,
after I
doesn't
saw the
expire.
3K. I tweeted it after I saw the 3K while he was blind.
clutch.
While he had.
But that wasn't even.
crap
But
on
that
his
wasn't
face.
even a show.
2 minutes, guys. 2 minutes. Starting in 2 minutes.
He had X-ray. He saw through it. He saw
didn't.
through the mud.
He
Okay.
literally saw through nothing. He was the flash dancing. There's a wall
I'm
in front of him.
convinced he has omnipresent sight or something like that. The man is a
He
wizard.
doesn't even use a monitor.
All
I've heard.
right, now let's see our Mastercard fan poll results. Earlier, we asked you, lovely people, which team is going to be making the clean run to grand champions or grand finals at Seoul, and you all said Sentinels.
Sentinels.
Sentinels, man. Sentinels.
Shocker.
What do you mean all?
Well, not all,
57
but it
is
was.
not all.
That's true. Yes, you're right. Over half of you said Sentinels.
Why does Jinsu always pick a different team?
They call him the coin.
I have decided I am not going to support a single EMEA.
Look like Sideshow and Bryn is going to commentate today.
And I promise Benji that I will not vote for them.
I do think only one person predicting EDG might be underselling them a bit. They've had a great event
do
thus
agree.
far. I think they've shown really good team play, but also the ability to thrive when the game gets muddy. This has been the event for China thus far. But the question is if they can go all the way.
Yeah, today we got some banger matches. It's going to be absolutely fantastic. So let's go ahead and get this show started because we
Let's go. 15 seconds. Come on, guys. Let's do the countdown. Let's go, chat. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Sentinel's coming out first. I'm calling it now. Sentinel's coming out first. Alright. Let's get into it, guys. Come on. Oh yeah, be here on the 25th of this of August as well. I'll be doing another watch party, and then we'll see the agent reveal together.
Especially like watch my old teammates there, watch Naspas. Even like 1 year after I won the champs, I was like, damn, like I felt so sad. I tried to promise myself that I would work harder than I did in 2023 and see where it takes me from here.
大家都觉得 EDG 是个很强的队伍，我就蛮怕自己打不好的，但是我还是想在世界赛上证明自己。
Facing EDG is gonna be fun. It's hard to say what I expect from them because I'll be honest, you kind of can't know what to expect from the Chinese team so far on this tournament.
EDG looking so damn strong.
现在像我们要打 Sentinels，我觉得他们是个很强劲的队伍，不管是枪也好，还是
Be it gunfight or ability usage, but we will outshine them in teamwork and take them down.
Just need to play our game, just have fun. We don't want to come home with regrets. The only thing that we can control is ourselves.
Let's go.
I'm happy to play Loatan. It's really exciting. They're a team that you must respect them. Otherwise, yeah, they're just gonna smash you.
I always love playing new teams I've never played, but I think they're a pretty good team. They take their individual timings, they have really good individual players, and they have a lot of energy in the game when they play.
I don't think Loatan played against a team like us. I think they're gonna be a little bit in shock by how good some of the things we do are.
It's down to Munchkin again, but this time it's Heretics coming out on top.
This match is gonna be about who can adapt faster.
I came from Ascension, it was a long road, now I'm here in Champions. I'm going to lift that trophy and show everyone I'm one of the best players in the world.
America's number one for a reason, Leviathan.
Sentinels? Oh, EDG. Sentinels. Buy the Sin Bando, guys. Buy the Sin Bando. Let's go, Kaplan. Let's go, Sentinels.
Get any better than this. Regional heavyweights, prolific teams from China and the Americas clash on this stage.
Ooh, Heaven, Lotus, and Sunset.
Top three in one of the most exciting and pivotal Valorant tournaments of all time.
SEN have been there and done that. They lifted the first ever trophy this game had to offer on a global stage. They did the same in Madrid, but EDG have been fighting for 2 years to make it to an arena. They're coming off a disappointment in Shanghai with a chance now to make their first ever top three for themselves and for China.
And as we're looking at the maps, Haven is going to be the first testing ground. We were talking about it. We wanted to get that head-to-head, that neon head-to-head, and I think it's going to be amazing to see. Not only that, EDG feeling comfortable after what they saw the other day from Sentinels, that this is where they want to go.
Kong Kong and Zekken have never played against each other before. In that video, he said that they wanted to beat Sentinels on their team play, that they would be better than them in that regard. I think this is a chance to prove it. Playing a similar
Let's go, Blobfish.
bringing out the coordination on that neon agent that can be so hard to set up.
Right, time. Alright, guys. It's time.
Yeah, and you know what? Something I want to take away from that series layout is I genuinely feel like everyone got what they wanted. Honestly, every map, You look at the records on each and every one of these maps. It is good for
Hold
each
up.
team. They have performed at champions.
Spam sentinels. Spam sentinels in chat, guys. Spam sentinels.
Go right in the middle of the squared circle, and they are going to just go right hook for right hook, left hook for left hook. This is
I need to see it. Spam sentinels. Come on, guys. Spam it.
Have every reason to be confident in this BO3.
Just remember that top 3 is so close to them.
It's so close. It's
Ooh,
right there. for
Seconds
EDG.
playing Neon again.
We're seeing the lock-in. We got 2 Neons locked in on each side. We are going to see some clashes here, Mimi.
And you go down pound for pound and you look at the matchups that we have here. Zekken against
50% map win.
on the Neons. 2 players
50
that have
attack
defined
win,
their regions.
59% attack
Tens
win.
versus Smoggy.
75,
Tens, this is his first year
75.
playing that controller role. And Smoggy as well, another duelist who switched over to that and has looked so damn good.
I want to see how EDG is going to deal with the aggression, like how they are going to be aggressive, how Sentinels is going to be shutting that down. That is why, for some reason, I'm just looking at Junkie for this one, especially the first half.
Oh, yeah. Well, look, let's get into this one, baby. We got ourselves a banger on our hands. And, oh, boy, look who's casting a Sentinels match. It's a contractually obligated Brennan Sideshow. Would you look at
not
that?
just that. I mean, we
I knew it. Brennan Sideshow.
Most of their games as well.
Preferably, I want Baby Bay.
This time around, EDG versus Sentinels. The energy levels, Josh. I mean, listen, they're all the way up here, and I feel like both of these teams are going to be able to meet that pound for pound, blow for blow.
Come on, Sentinels. Let's go, Sentinels.
Teams are going to be comfortable.
Oh, super comfortable. You're going to get some serious high-level Valorant here today. Assuming that all of the players turn up, because both teams like to stress each other out too. They're going to force gunfights at times, lean on that confidence. And
We're almost there,
your core
guys.
needs to be good
5,
on the day.
4, 3,
Gotta be honest, though,
2,
the
1.
battle that
Let's
caught
go.
my eye immediately is Kung versus Zekken on the Neon matchup. EDG are predicting a
Holding
B-round
it.
pistol here. You see them with nobody watching over towards A long as Sentinels were trying to sneak up C. The game was given away.
Yeah, Smoke is propped up in the face of second, but it's still Util ready and waiting over the shoulder. Here's the fault line. The relay bolt just ricocheting wildly. It's going to be that split in through, but still they don't have backside control. EDG making sure to flood in with a couple of players, but the pause is called and an evacuation by SEN. They don't want anything to do with the C site.
Where are they going though? Because Kung waiting here on B gets caught.
Nice.
Way, Sheriff in his hands. He felt like he was almost good for the one, but with him dropped, EDG gearing up for a bit of an attempt through this one, just biding their time, waiting in the smoke, and they hear the rumble of the footsteps. Nobody is going to be tested. A lot to overcome into this spot with the movement, clean up and over, but here comes the
Let's go sick in.
behind EDG.
That was
No stone
crazy.
unturned. They cleared away mostly through, and Sassy's now the one who has to
Oh,
hold down the
they're
line.
rushing in at the same time.
Ten's got stuck on that pivot. Sassy sees them,
Yeah.
stun.
It's a pixel angle that he's working with here, but the damage is being dished out. Sentinels
So sis.
left scrappy, and it's down to Zelsis.
Oh, unlucky.
Cool down the weapon in his
Unlucky.
hand. Simon the rookie steps up, squares up, and seals up that opening pistol round.
Was the stun from Zelsis not good?
Close your mouth when you're
Did
shooting, man.
EDG just hit 2 absolute banging shots there to take out their opponents on SEN. Ten's got caught in that A-link pivot, but I think overall the macro ideas were good. Yeah, the stun didn't quite catch onto anybody other than Chishu. But even so, I mean, that's a pretty ridiculous kill from him. He's happy about that one. A great start for EDG. Both of these teams confident in their Haven gameplay. We've seen them both play Haven to a really high level already in this tournament.
I'd hard agree with that.
Okay.
I think EDG as
Safe
well,
round.
trying to put that best foot forward. This is an important match for a variety of reasons. Listen, it's not just the biggest event of the year, but as the desk was mentioning, it's one of their best opportunities to break past that previous ceiling they kind of reached, I suppose, at other events where they've only got 5th, 6th.
Just there for the
Win
orb.
here, you get that minimum of top 3.
And they've never even been able to replicate that 5th/6th finish at a tournament. It took outrageous
No,
performances
Tin.
from Kung, putting on an all-star operator.
Yeah. Attempt as well
Spike down
from
B.
Sentinels to see if they can get that easy plant down, but it's already read by EDG.
I think a really crucial strategic tool for Sentinels is going to be applying pressure to nobody. You see how he's just holding A long in this round on his own. Sentinels need to be able to shove him off, and EDG have lots of different ways that they can
Nice.
move around this.
He was just spraying that one.
Not risky so much, but economically damaging, and in the midst of all of this, Tens has snuck his way in a little.
Yeah.
Given away his position, unfortunately. Kind of had to.
I don't think there should be any danger here unless Tens was able to lurk his way behind.
30 seconds left.
But you can see that the EDG players are willing to take these fights. And it has been an expensive round.
Yeah. Softened up.
John's running away with 1 HP, seeing what other mischief he can get up to.
The cage.
Oh!
Shark Dad at least chasing him down.
But that is not bad. Smoggy's still got some money in the bank, so is Simon, so it's not going to be the most...
They're just getting warm up, guys. They're just getting warm up.
EDG economy in the world, but it's going to soften it up slightly for round 3 and make it easier for Sen to get on the board.
Yeah.
I think that A lobby fight though, and pushing nobody off the A line.
What was that?
But EDG often make it feel like it's only the Sova playing there, and if you try to take that fight, suddenly they collapse onto you with a big A lobby ambush. So you do have to be careful. You see in this round, they've got 4 players stacked up defending that side of the map there, EDG. And they're not throwing Util out right at the beginning. They're waiting to see if Sentinels try to take that space before they hit the ambush. So they went exactly for that strat.
SEN going to be using a little bit of kit, making sure that they can clear the way, just get rid of the trip. Mid-round information as well from nobody. He's just using that drone, but it was broken. There's still a bit of uncertainty, but this whole time EDG have taken deep A lobby control. You see Kang he's posted here. This angle, just removing the drone. Cage up into his face. We'll have to use the stun to slow down any approach from SEN in case the punish was there.
Smoggy still has paranoia in his hands as well.
Yeah, he's not giving up the space. Kang could thrive into this spot and position a bonus round conversion in his side. Still, flash has to be avoided. Still gets the one. Great adjustment and snap back with a crosshair placement. 40 seconds left for Sentinels, and the question remains, which way are they trying to land? And NeuroFF will give them critical information to work with.
It looks like they're going to group up over towards A, but that's still where Smoggy and Simon are.
30 seconds left.
How are they going to do
Easy
this?
openings, 25 seconds left. Jump spots. Smoggy sees it, catching it. A lot of information gathered. Fault line is good though. Just concatenates on top, and Simon just trying to play this tight angle. Blinded up from the side, still lands that shot. Traded though, plant down for John QT, nothing to push this one back.
2v3.
Ridiculously good supportive utility there from Celsius and Tens.
Nobody's going to be praying that somebody opens up wide, but up onto the heaven angle. Celsius, who's claiming that one, dropped down.
Let's go, Saucy.
Of health, but it's only Chi-Chi
3v1.
with the Bulldog.
Nice, let's go Tins.
The prime opportunity to just pre-aim onto the angle.
Big round for Sen to get onto
They're on the board. They're on the board.
One still. EDG fighting tooth and nail to hold on to these spots. And you can see this team, they got some dangerous setups on the defense side. I think in terms of that team play that EDG were talking about and their preparation, this is the best tournament for them.
Yeah.
Even if you contrast it back to Tokyo, that was more individualism. And Kang waking up and having the world's most wonderful op performance we've seen from a player, I would argue. This version of EDG seems like they've put in a lot more thought to their game and tactics on top of that.
Yeah, I'd agree. I think that, you know, despite you could look at some of their opponents this tournament and you might not be too impressed in terms of who they've actually bested. But for me, I've been paying attention to how they've been trying to play. And look at this, bit of a trap play setup, but stun missing. Hello!
Oh, what? John QT.
Went through the wall, bit of unfortunate action occurring, at least for John QT, not unfortunate for EDG.
But they respam it, and so both teams come out of that fairly similar. But with the Cypher down, this opens up different options. EDG could now try to push aggressive and get flanks off against
Both
Sen.
Cypher down.
And Sen could group up and go for a big site execute onto C, where the Cypher's now got no utility. EDG don't choose the aggressive option, though. They're keeping players anchored to C to try to make up for that fact.
Nobody has a rifle. Nobody
nice.
has a rifle, but as he's looking for that information, I mean, that's what happens when the drone is used a little bit prior. Didn't have it to try and safely garner it. At least there's going to be relay bolts as well, and space given.
Oh, they're rotating. They're rotating.
Good from Sen. That lurk timing from Celsius is marvelous.
Oh.
Yeah, and Smoggy's right back in there. The paranoia is already sent out. That's preemptive. Outlaw in the hands of 140. Zekken down to the double digits, but still alive for now. Glides to the
Nice.
side. And he is the spearhead.
Kang.
Literally in this case, man. cracks open the C site despite the resistance that EDG were trying to put up.
Doesn't seem likely that Kankan
I
will
was gonna do this.
off, but he is an extraordinary player. If he had the stun to work with, maybe he'd be able to isolate a 1.
A wall to get into, but honestly, with his money low, in a 1v3, best course of action probably going to be to save.
He's just seeing there whether anyone's going to give him a free duel, but Sentinel's going to play with a bit more discipline than that.
Well,
they're looking to try to take the gun.
Yeah, they understand the importance of this one. Sentinel's thinking ahead.
Bye-bye.
Zekken, head clean off.
Go, go, go.
Sen realize it. They're in danger of just being trapped. Going down to the spike, so they're going to do a bit of a mad dash, but it does bring us down now, at least 2-2 in terms of the rounds.
And it's nobody, the newer IGL for EDG, that actually gets the wrong read on this round. You see him being caught there going for the re-clear on A. He'd called for his team to reinforce the C site, because in his head, that's the most logical place for Sentinels to end. You've just killed the defending Cypher. Why not hit that site where the anchor player is no longer there?
Yeah.
So they reinforce C with Simon, Smoggy, and keep A very weak.
That is
Nobody
so
tries
true.
to hold it on his own, gets punished for that. Not necessarily hubris, though. It's just you can't cover the entire map when you're in that
EDG's
position.
broke.
Perhaps he should have dropped off site, but nobody is
Messed
a
2-2.
very confident player. And we're going to see this version
What are these
of
lineups,
EDG's
man?
trap being run on their eco.
Trouble is Kankan who's going to be falling prey.
Nice.
Second.
Let's go second.
To a nice little win, and he's
What?
over the shoulder once more by
What? What?
It matters not about that paranoia.
Literally the fast play.
Playing somewhere nearby. It's all about clearing them out. They've got that diligence, TP up and over, and certainty.
Nice. One more.
One before he's dropped.
All of the coordination working really brilliantly there for Sen. That additional pause that Zekken throws into things just
Heaven,
about 10
heaven,
on top of the
heaven,
box.
heaven, heaven, heaven.
They've been doing a lot of that. In a 4v1, Shishu once again finds himself in a spot that's simply unwinnable. 9 HP.
Listen,
Ooh.
a nice shot on the Sassy. Sentinel's now taking the lead. Only by the 1 round, it looks like they've regained a little bit of that composure just from losing some of the prior rounds, but it's Sen kind of running away with it.
And they've also now experienced that A-lobby delayed crunch, but it was on an eco, which was easier for them to deal with. These players swinging in from EDG did not have big rifles.
That's a good move from Tins, though.
On an even basis. And so that should actually help Sen in the future figure out, okay, we had an idea of how to deal with it. Did it work? Do we
Time
need
out
to
for
make
EDG.
adjustments if there's going to be rifles up in the future? They did look pretty set on that, though. The stun coming out over towards A long was nice. It wasn't right at the beginning of the round. Both teams feeling each other out very well. But Sen coming on top and EDG take attack timeout.
Yeah.
It seems like a good time for it. You just lost 3 in a row back into a big rifle.
I wonder why none of them grabbed that Red Bull from the fridge. That's like fully stocked, bro.
Hunter's Fury, you can definitely cook and make some
I would grab it.
activity maybe on your defense.
I would just take one.
One of the areas that I'd like to see EDG explore is trying to create mid-pressure and make it very difficult for Sentinels to just walk into grass anytime they like. If you can do that, you're more likely to burn the drone out of Sassy.
Are those
means
coffee?
It's much more difficult for you to retake over towards A. There's huge
Tea,
amount of benefits
maybe?
to trying to put some early mid-pressure as the defenders. Something that I think Fnatic do fantastically on this map. One of the reasons why they're probably the most dangerous team in the world on Haven.
Yeah, that an alpha, yeah. I mean, that guy is just a diva.
He absolutely is. There's some demonic plays in this server as well, though.
And we'll see if EDG can return that fire a little bit to make it even once more on this round right here. Sentinels, though, they're a scary team, a dangerous team over the course of this tournament.
Tins on
Low
the box.
expectations, I think, overall. From outside, a lot of
Second.
teams talking about them.
Absolutely.
Ready to push.
I think that made sense at the time, too.
Kang's in
They
there.
hadn't had a recent run of great form coming into champs, and they were the 4th seed. No other 4th seed even won a match.
Bait and switch set up, fully blinds it up there. Smoggy barely gets rid of the dart, so Kang's not revealed in terms of his position, but Simon, I believe, spotted off into the corner. Wall up into his face.
So tempted for Simon to swing that.
Yeah, and Zekken, you can see him. He was holding, waiting, trying to bait him in. Drone to re-clear out through mid, EDG.
No.
Cook something up.
Guys,
A re-hit here.
don't push
A
garage.
little bit of a garage clear.
Whatever you do.
A great idea here for Sen. But do they anticipate 2 players garage? It looks like Kang should be trying to pull attention and disappear.
There's 40 seconds left out. SEN don't have map control evident through mid, and they are surrounded on multiple fronts.
Simon's a little far away to deny this plant with his ult. Is he going to rip it?
30 seconds.
Yeah, well, the stun at least does connect. He doesn't let the ult go. Aftershock is a little bit delayed. They're lighting up onto second, but still the plant is down. Hunter's Fury trying to layer this one down along with the Rolling Thunder. Cacophony of ultimates, and it is coming up to fruition. JungQT there holding onto the corner.
Nice.
Simon with a reposition, and there's a count for it. JungQT.
Oh, let's go 10.
The aim in time, 2v2. A tap. Neurofep reveals it. Fights to be taken down to that 1v1. And Chichu now going to be getting that information. Sassy is revealed with the shots fired off as well. Jump spot, pulls him off. No half in sight for Chichu. He's tapping away as well, praying for those stray shots to hit Sassy. Might need to swing this one.
No.
Chichu!
Yes! Oh, that was so close. That was too close.
Recon misses there towards the end. Sassy's got a split second to make that decision to swing. Very close.
He's just yawning there, man. He was like, this is too easy, bro.
Champions trophy already in the cabinet comes up clutch for them again. A nice attempt by EDG once more to put pressure down mid on the retake. But the plant denial was late. I think that's a bit of an error there from Simon, actually. Led with the fault line and then the aftershock, but it was...
Saucy got ult now.
Didn't stop Zekken from planting.
That was way too close. Yes.
And once more the economy taking a tumble and a fall here.
Way too close.
A stack of players over towards A. Just nobody in Kankai.
Oh, that's just missed by an inch. Second. Second's going in for it. Oh, you see Su? And he take ones out.
Sprint and the glide, fully accurate.
Going for the neon.
Not long for it.
Kang.
Shots fired by Kang. He's praying that he can land at least
with
one
Marshall.
of the targets, hit one of the domes, but
looks like they're rotating.
Do see the course of the scurry.
Yeah, you've seen 3 players over on this site. You know that there's max 1.
The Cypher's in garage. They could just rush C and they wouldn't know.
He's got that Omen ultimate to be able to go back to the rest of his team.
Okay. Rotating onto C.
No.
Okay, broken. Wait a second. Kang.
Oh.
Kang's flanking.
They've missed each other.
But he's not watching.
Not watching at all. And still damage is done to second. Softened up from the prior engagement still. Tens.
Tens going for it.
Behind. The trade is online. They might want to make their moves now over towards A, but already bodies are rapidly approaching.
Both duelists are gone. 3v4.
And Sentinels can backfill all of this space up to where Tens was, because they know it was only Kankan that went through.
Bloody hell, I mean, the fault line's dodgy here. Simon has
plenty
chances for him.
Saucy.
The Sheriffs are singing right now for EDG. Defensive smoke. A lot of uncertainty for Sentinels. They can feel it. They're going to try and bail themselves out of this one. The Rolling Thunder is committed. Simon.
Let's go.
Stands out. There wasn't much he could do into that spot. So Sentinels were pushed into a tricky situation, feeling the need to offload some of those critical ults to at least find a way to win that.
But that's very much a silver lining to...
That's some crazy kill, though.
A couple of moments where Chaos maybe could have made the difference for them, but I think John plays that really beautifully towards the end. Cage inside the smoke, gives him sound cues if anyone tries to push, and then you see John ping out where Zelsis should ult. The IGL making the call. All right, we've got to invest this ultimate now. It's only me and you.
Full play stack.
It does make this round a little weaker. But SEN have showcased that they can deal with everything that EDG are throwing on defense currently.
Yeah, the mid-rounding is definitely, I think...
How are they going to push this?
Currently getting the right reads into rounds, making sure to slow it down at the right moments, and then the firepower usually carrying them over the line if it does get tricky.
I think I'm right in saying the only time they've contested C fully is when they went for it on the pistol round.
Yeah, it feels like the pistol round, at least from my memory. Drone is used, hyper committed into
Nobody's pushing up.
Sentinels are going to be aware that control is given up.
Shishu actually got second a little bit. Just a little tag.
Execute's going to come through here on C. Smoggy has his
Jacob
ult to
peek.
try to reinforce, but is he going to be fast enough with a smoke?
Not going to be broken here. The Hunter's Fury clears his way through and back and around here. The fault line was dodged by Chichu. Has found himself and carved out a little bit of a pocket and space to play around. Paranoia still here. It's way too much. Just singeing his feet. Chichu just couldn't stand still amongst most of that fire. Second offloading it with the overdrive. Peppering them, some spray shots. EDG are going to need a pick to see if they can make this one doable. Zekken overextending ever so slightly, but still he's good for the kill as well. They're tracking! They just can't get a handle or any sort of control on him. It's precise. Kang almost there.
One more. Smoggy.
Could have provided a chance, an opportunity, but
There's
Smoggy
no way, bro.
going into the 1v3, and Tens takes back up that position. Low enough.
Nice.
Again, surgical by Tens.
It's looking like a great day for Tens out there as well. 11-4 after only 8 rounds. That's pretty ridiculous. If you look at players that have had outsized impact, outside of just the main duelists, where you're going to see great performances from Kang and Zekken no matter what, if you look at who's had the biggest impact for Sentinels and EDG, I'd be looking towards Tens and Smoggy. And the fact that they're on those smoke rolls fighting against each other right now gives you a great comparison. At the moment, Tens is just getting involved in way more on the attack side, trading people out. Again, finding moments to dominate with his impact. His raw aim so strong.
And they're just going to disrespect the early A lobby. Util that was dished out by EDG. They're holding, considering, I think, and waiting to see if there is that re-clearance. JunkUT does need to be careful. Opens himself up to that angle there, but
Oh, he almost
EDG
hit
have
that.
not been able to recover any sense of that. Nothing built up in the bank.
You see there, John using a cage again for the
Kang got tagged a little bit.
Pressured as he takes a
No
little more
shield.
space towards mid. They're being very cautious on these anti-eco Sentinels. They don't want to get tripped up.
Saucy.
Incredible EDG.
No, Saucy. Saucy.
Yeah, nobody watching just in case that was that punish here. Chichu, a couple of shots, backs away with his life, but just pulling apart the EDG defense. Second, built up by the camp, stunned up at that. Unlikely to see that follow-up. The mortar time does get dragged down to the final moments. Might see opportunities.
Go, Tin. Come on, Tins.
Aftershock, pushing them back and away from the plant. Zelsis going for round 2, needs to be covered, and Tens has it. Pushed up. High
One more, Tin. Nice.
Drops nobody. Off onto the extremity. Flawless from Sentinels. You can say that from round 3 onwards.
That was
They've always been in
crazy.
control. Have there been some dangerous moments where EDG have hit a nice shot, got into a good
Tins
position?
in the zone, bro.
You're always going to get that with a team as good as EDG. And yet, Sen have sailed away. Clean swept the last 7 rounds in a row.
Those hit shot were clean.
Finally going to bring out that operator. The economy's been damaged. It's been in ruins.
Not just Kang, it's double op.
Double opping.
Yeah, Smoggy.
It's not round 12. They don't have money.
They're risking everything on this one.
Sentinels, bit of early orb farming as well. See if they can get that rolling thunder online. Zelsis is now one away from it.
And they have been prioritizing this smoke at the top of C long as well, which cuts off Smoggy's sightline. He's not sure whether someone's tucked into Cubby, as Sassy has. He also doesn't know if someone's going to peek him from the right or the left. It's a tough situation to play with the op.
Yeah, and it might come down to reactions if he gets peeked.
I mean, he's also going to get pressure from Garage unless Chichu can hold that off.
Drone sees it. Op spotted. Out for Garage now. Pincer play by Sen. Try and make their moves in through the C site now. Ball cuts it up. You can see there's an awareness at the back of the heads of Sen. They're worried about this operator in play. At work. Paranoia is used to clear most of the way alongside the dart. There's many waves of the util. Celsius with the plant. He will get his ult online from this one. Everybody grouped up from EDG, setting themselves up to try and play for the retake, but it's preemptive. Sen using this to try and strike. Chichu's there. Offset though, nobody covering it. An overextension by Sentinels. Now it's up to these remaining players if they can pick up the pieces, but the stun is immaculate and the spray.
Oh, they actually took that one.
If Sentinels had had any idea there was a double operator set up in this round, I don't think they would have gone for such an aggressive post-plant option. But they didn't want to allow EDG all of that util advantage.
That's nasty.
And that's a crazy double kill from Chichu.
Some crazy reaction time, man.
EDG have been waiting for a
Ken
moment
set
like
himself
that
up for that one.
And the double ops did not particularly contribute there.
I accidentally hit my
Players with
escape
rifles
key.
in hand. And that round, Kang actually had the Neon Ultimate to be able to make up for it. When he goes for the
He
retake,
accidentally
doesn't
hit his
have to just
escape
play
key.
slowly behind his team, holding angles for them. Now, however, you take a look at what's going on for EDG, and he doesn't have that to be able to back himself up.
Yeah, use just in case they get overwhelmed and swarmed here. Just that EDG's defensive setup.
How did you accidentally hit your
Highly
escape?
open for the taking. Obviously, Sentinels don't know this one. It's been cautious from beginning to end in most of these rounds as well. High priority to try and break some of this util through, but a trip is spotted. It was a kill trip that Chichi was hoping to play off of. Bit of spam through the wall.
Second movement is so nice in these spots as well. Jump peeking scenarios where he might be thinking about an EDG player tucked in an angle. So difficult to play a one and done against a Neon with good movement like that. Here's another Neon though with a big weapon.
Let's go and re-exploring. Risky, but you're down so many rounds that sometimes risks need to be taken. Doesn't break down the drone. It's a fault line as well. Does catch. Slow down to a crawl cage on the cross. Sowing a bit of that misinformation. Sentinels trying to make it feel like they could be retaking over towards A lobby. Dart's going to be used side by side though, shoulder to shoulder. These players unaware that they've crossed up. And Smoggy now isolated. He's on an island through the back of the site. The Yuta once more. It is impeccable. Trying to dodge and weave around from this play.
Let's go.
Simon now. It's a quick flood attempt in through the back. Picking up these rifles in their hands. These for the upgrades. Hunter's Fury scatters through. Fights to be taken by EDG. They could be set up for success on most of it. Sprayed down. And with the Hunter's Fury.
Oh, they got it.
It's another round earned. EDG can add that to the tally.
What a sick defensive read by Nobody. I want to give him his credit here because he got the wrong read in a prior round that started this avalanche away from him. But this time, he'd already called the rotate over to C as he was smoked off. Drone had already cleared, fault line. He knew, at least he should have thought, that SEN were starting to take space over on A.
Yeah.
He just did not buy that at all, was not convinced of what John had put together. Called his bluff, hits everything perfectly.
The pistol round and a few stray gun rounds.
Oh, that's nasty.
Zekken. My God, yeah, Tens is as well, but they don't realize and anticipate. Okay, Chichu is going to get dropped here right through the smoke. CDG trying to attempt.
Through smoke.
And Tens will make full usage of it. Paranoia. Connection. Movement from Kangang is the only surviving element. And praying for a shot to connect there to make it just a little bit more winnable. But for Sentinels, primed and ready for that 8th round. Just a shorty to work with. There are so many angles as well. Gotta be worrying about the high ground where Tens have been perched up. It's a double
going around
through the back to Cam. Tagging him. You have to play into this round as a last chance in the half. But it's futile. He's been given nothing. Toyed with darts. He's having to deal with it all. It's all being dished out. One last hurrah by SEN. And that time,
let's go Tens.
Fully against it. A bit of a flourish, but still 8-4. Sentinels maintain that lead all the way for the first half of Haven.
Crazy.
Even more dominant had EDG not been able
And
to
at the
pick up
first half, guys, Sentinels doing really well. They're looking really good.
Immaculate in these rounds. The teleport with his ultimate into back B, the kills through the smoke.
Neuro
He's
theft.
untouchable right now.
7-7.
Tens is doing so well.
Much better than that. Leading the charge, kill leader in the lobby. Doesn't look like he's slowing down at all in the slightest. Absolutely incredible match.
Crazy.
To the floor for a nice little interview.
Hello everyone, it's Rella back with the halftime interview.
Mama second.
Second's mom and Tens' uncle. Hello, 안녕하세요.
Uncle Tens.
Okay, first, Tens' uncle, you know, Tens is by far, I feel like, the most famous Valorant player in the world. What is it like having such a superstar nephew? 이렇게 텐즈 선수가 워낙 이제 전 세계적으로 유명한 발로란트 선수인데 이런 슈퍼스타 조카를 둔 소감이 좀 듣고 싶습니다.
It's an honor to, like, honestly, the kid's on a different level. I wish I could take some, like, credit for some of the skills he has, but yeah, he's different planet.
뭐 완전 영광이고 아무래도 뭐 텐즈 선수가 이렇게 잘하는 게 내 덕이야라고 조금은 말하고 싶지만
They're not wrong. He's like different planet. He's an alien, man.
And do you have anything you want to add? I heard you can speak a little Korean.
안녕하세요, 여러분. 제가 텐스 삼촌 크리스예요. 텐스가 게임 하는 거 제가 다 알려준 거예요. 감사합니다.
A little Korean.
And you know, 제켄 어머니도 저희에게 좀 보여주고 싶은 게 있다고 하셨는데 한번 물어보도록 하겠습니다. And 제켄's mom, hi, nice to meet you. And I heard that you have a little something, especially the Korean fans.
안녕하세요.
Okay. And I heard there's also a little something that you wanted to show.
Okay, you ready?
All right, let's do it. Let's dance. Let's close out with the dance. Okay, let's go. All right, back to Haven.
Oh, but Gundam style.
That is just incredible, man. That is just incredible.
Oh, that's killed me going back in. That has killed me.
Okay. Sentinels.
She's got better movement than Zekken on Neon.
The vibe is so cool there.
Runs in the family. And it's Tens and Zekken, top of their team, showing no signs of slowing down. And this Sentinel squad, they have looked scarier as the tournament has gone on. The expectations, I think if you were watching some of their games heading into champs, wouldn't be too impressed with them. But they've proven that you cannot doubt this squad. They are consistently evolving.
From game to game,
Yeah.
the game plans, the execution of it, the teamwork, it's all looked extremely
Kanking got
strong.
tagged. He's down to
Shroud on
92.
the pistol, Sentinels expecting a bit of pressure over towards A.
Does he have shield?
That's not the case, but you're walking into Tens again, who's top of the scoreboard.
Ten
Got
stop
off on
breaking.
the sideline though.
Looks slightly indecisive here from EDG. They don't like the look of what they just saw. So perhaps this stack from SEN may end up paying off anyway.
They've been playing a lot of stacking lately.
Spot from Zekken is the only thing to catch a contact of A short.
For long.
No EDG players
Moving
there.
as a
Could work to
team.
their advantage, but
That paranoia looks like it's going to be huge.
yeah.
Oh.
Fault line Zelsis.
No.
Got it primed. So it's going to be used. An eye for an eye here with a U-turn. Right there, still surviving, still kicking, and he wants to take even more away from them. 2 removed before the trade is intact, but Zekken still here alive. Worried about this flanking play, but the adjustment is there, at least with the micro aim. Drops Chichu. He's still the thorn in their sides. The paranoia sweeping through. Zekken plays his life. Sassy opens himself up in through heaven. There's chances here and accounted for. Nobody's seeing it. The trade though.
Oh,
nobody.
saucy.
Great adjustment. And they're aware that Zekken was playing down towards here. There was
Oh, Tens is out as well.
to give him an in.
One shot.
Win cons are narrow at that. Simon.
Oh.
Just can't drop in. One bullet will do it. Zekken somehow still alive in the midst of all of this. One's about to.
No.
Just couldn't escape and get out of dodge. Nobody. The bullet to the brain. Zekken falls.
He ran out of slide. I think he was trying to slide.
Pissed around for EDG. Potential now to make a bit of a comeback.
Major round for nobody to get on the board. He was absolutely crucial there to be able to clean up.
Kanking though.
Right kick deep.
Nobody being able to avoid that trade that came from heaven though, absolutely critical. Keeping himself alive so that he could trade out on Zekken.
If Saucy just got one more, they would have won that one.
That brings the gap down to 3. And EDG are going to make
Phantom, second round.
That's shaky.
It is very
Yeah, no,
shaky.
Sentinel's not winning this one, bro.
These kind of strategies that SEN have thrown in. They were doing this kind of stuff on Lotus as well. Smokes that go into walls, create small.
They'll win the
pockets
next
to
one.
Dodge recon utility.
It's not going to be met. Sentinels obviously on their eco going to be trying to set up this trap play, but EDG, unless they choose to re-explore over towards C, which for now seems unlikely, you never know.
EDG playing with a lot of caution to begin these rounds. It's somewhat similar to what we saw from Sentinels. Cam taking contact over towards grass. The rest
Going
of the
A,
team
guys. They're going A.
ponderously walking towards B or A, staying grouped up as well, making sure that SEN don't catch any of them off guard. I mean, apart from Chushu, obviously.
They don't want to give away any of these guns. Everybody invested from EDG, not trying to, oh, wait. what's
Trip
going
was
on?
broken on the flank here. This should be a
Yeah.
normal, like, reacting to A, no problem, easy call.
They're going to go for that. So EDG open. Still a little bit worried as well because of the defensive smoke. Zelsis.
Actually got someone.
Away the gun, but got to imagine with side control, EDG as well. Spades at a util, Kang.
They're worried about the flank. They're thinking about pushing spawn and flipping the map. They decide not to, and it turns out that's the right call because most of SEN are back.
Time's going to start ticking here. Again, advantage should still be for EDG. Got the guns, Tens, okay. That's ridiculous. Zekken's been played in as well. All the crosshair placement being slipped up and around here. Kang is worried about these Sentinels. Can't be getting away with this. Off onto the flank, they double up.
They got a
Someone
Phantom.
has to be broken. Nobody's sticking this one. But everybody dropped.
That's That's crazy! That's crazy! Oh my gosh, that's crazy, bro. Oh man.
Being too cautious in some of these rounds.
Yeah.
There's no way.
Way too much space and respect there to Zen. Sentinels pull off the MasterCard Thrifty.
Classic. With a classic. Most of them have a classic.
It should still be difficult for them to come back into the site.
What is going on, man?
Passive post-plant position.
Sentinel weren't supposed to win that one.
Immediately take that space.
That's what I mean. Everybody's focus is on TenZ when he TPs into the smoke that he just placed.
They weren't supposed to win that safe round. Who's on safe round now?
EDG's attempt to get back into Haven looks like a far cry. A gap almost looked like it was going to be down to 2, and yet here it looks like it's going to be extended to 5. That's what a difference that one round makes.
Are they going to push?
G2's hoping that player would open himself up through into mid, give him an easy access to a shot, maybe a kill. Something to change the tide.
Second.
Currently been fully against them in this map.
Nice.
Onto the corner, though. No,
nice.
Contact by Kang.
Kang's out. Duelist out.
Thought it would be open.
Flat down onto B.
Celsius
late.
A little late with it. I mean, usually Celsius is going to be playing in the B connector. This time swapping things over, playing top garage. Was a little late on that, so there's chances that EDG could make something funky happen. Smoggy's going to go for that garage post-plant flank by the look of things.
First wave used by Sentinel clears out the side as well, so they've got peace of mind. Zen's sticking this, got half already. Aftershock a little bit late. Trip is nice in case they do extend themselves out and try and take the fight past this point of almost no return. Very weak wars, flimsy paper mache at that Smoggy off from the side. At least a few sticking all the way while the rest of his
no way, bro. So ace! That was an ace!
EDG get that
was that an ace?
From that spot.
You get rifles online and suddenly that round is super dangerous though. EDG had some nice ideas about how they wanted to play the post plan. You know, the early garage information.
No, that wasn't an ace.
I really like Chishu's setup as well. He had
I swear I heard ace.
That trip is so tough for the retakers to deal with, but he got spammed through the wall, and at that point, Util goes down.
Our team ace.
We need to start putting this kind of stuff together on rounds that are super important. Those rifle eco round moments.
Sentinel.
Tactical timeout here.
You've been watching since the beginning. Sentinels haven't used their timeout yet.
This is their map pick as well at Haven. It's going so poorly. I mean, I was so ready to sing the praise.
John QT got one.
I think in terms of preparation.
Oh, true.
As well. I mean, we're always going to talk about individuals popping off. And the form has been there. I mean, Kang is sitting at 15 and 12.
Sentinels haven't used their timeout just yet. They still got 2 times out left.
Coaching staff of EDG definitely seems like they put a lot of emphasis into anti-stratting, making sure that they can pick apart what teams like to do on certain maps. But for Sentinels,
they're getting frustrated, man.
Ever evolving, always changing it up, getting scarier and scarier. This cat and mouse game where you're just trying to play catch up. Some of the prep you might have done to anti them might not even be true anymore.
Absolutely, especially
frustrating.
This neon version of their Haven comp once before, and they crushed. So they didn't have to show everything that they have in the back.
Very much all in by EDG. Timeout has to be taken to
Sentinel's going to push.
And on the attack side, you need Smoggy to start getting involved as well. He's been one of, if not the most impactful player for EDG in their run at champs. He's absent right now.
Oh my goodness, okay, Kang.
Will Sentinel push?
Zips his way past there. Zen's going to be revealed up as well, but has to respect most of this one. Sassy.
Sussy.
Drone that was used prior gets the tag onto the 1, but
seconds there to help, man. He was ready.
Sentinels. This is the opening that EDG praying
he was ready to get a kill.
Kang's delivered them another one.
Second going for that re-exploration, looking for the info.
Second.
Tucked only the shoulder. Smoggy's there to supplement as well. Help him. Ow! What is that movement? Second just counts it, Simon. It's an absolute worldie with that shot right there.
Saucy.
Bullet straight down to the bitter end, Simon. Quick to capitalize.
Some incredible shooting to get EDG back into things there. TenZ is going to hit all of these rotates.
Footsteps.
He might be able to cut somebody off as well. Nobody was thinking about going through the garage. That would have been a death sentence. TenZ is right here behind them, though. If EDG pause for a moment, he's going to have the backstab.
Yep. That smoke at C is going to be fading. They are not going to anticipate this. He is so quick right there behind them.
He needs his own smoke to fade.
And it will be dissipating.
Oh!
He's still there though. This guy's been a savior for EDG in so many moments. The util just narrowly avoided. These are the fault line. John QT still here. But enough has been done surely for EDG, and they know it. Doubled up high-low. Simon taking that point.
Nah.
4-piece in the end. That's what EDG needed.
Somebody else to come in and clean up what Kang delivers you with his opening duels and his entrying. How does he get that at all? Celsius should have been way behind the corner there. These shots.
They lose one more, I think Captain will fall for timeout.
Stunned up in the corner. Nice idea from Sentinels, but Simon rips it away. I was talking about Smoggy stepping up, but it's a newcomer that delivers that difference-making round.
Yeah, and over the course of the tournament, Simon has just been impressing over and over again.
Yeah.
Light shield all through Sentinels.
Ah, misses. Zekken gets onto the line of sight, but feels like a bit of uncertainty. Can't really take the fight that he wanted to here. The drone from nobody should be clearing, potentially might just be fading. In fact, it is. So doesn't clear into the corner. Hunter's Fury to push them back and away. One tag. Plenty more players where that came from, and it does soften up a few of them. So EDG feeling a bit weakened, but not deterred away from A.
They've also seen Simon's ripping it on the fake.
He's going for a fake here, just very much alone, just trying to cut that noise. The Hunter's Fury as well to try and sell this one. Players trying to be pulled back. Sassy though, he realizes it. There's no follow-up off the back of it, doesn't hear any footsteps, so Sentinels just contain that. Bring it down into the 4v4, slow it all the way down, realizing that they've lost control, but...
Nice, John QT.
Losing track of where these players could potentially be. John QT puts him in his place. And sprays
nice.
through the cage.
Two more.
It's gone tipsy-turvy. EDG. What should have been a great opener, they've overthunk, I think, into the round itself. Teachers
nice, the white swing. Let's go, Sentinels.
For these EDG players to stand their ground and take these
EDG picked this map.
Up to 11.
Didn't really like the fake attempt there.
Because apparently they see Sentinels play last weekend and they said, okay, we're comfortable with this map, so that's why they picked this map.
Like recon flashes, that kind of stuff. And on top of that, the rest of EDG weren't even set up to hit a site immediately. They were still...
That Neuro Thief couldn't come at a better time.
In position to capitalize on the timing. Sen cleaned that up a bit too easy there.
Sosis, yeah boys.
It's weird looking. I don't know.
Oh yeah, man, they're getting smacked up real bad.
It's all over the place. It's bargain bin buy, but they're not on the same page with this one.
That's what happened to FPX as well. They picked this map. They got smacked by Sentinels.
The bolt and the stun just not quite connecting. Still, they want to square.
Oh!
God, he's a miracle worker.
One HP, bro.
Shred of health. As low as you can go. Cut noise now. Go for the rest of the hit, but he has opened his sight up now. In and away. Spraying in through the smoke as well. The slightest of reveals and the bullets just not quite landing onto Kang, but potentially done enough here. Played Sassy in through.
Nice.
Right through the wall. Lands it
got
to the
Kang.
Kang's being dropped now. 3 versus 3 Sentinels.
You're right. You're right.
Things here. EDG trying to make that play. Good
nice
tens once more, but the smoke dropped down. Now with a paranoia, all added on top. Leaving it just down to 10s, and he's doing damage right through the wall. Isolates the 1 for Buller.
Yes, goes 10s. 10s. Oh my god.
What a beast.
He's top fragging again, man.
Incredible player.
Oh, bro. 10s. He's on a different level today, man. He's in the zone.
Outrageous levels. The game against Gen G. His impact today.
Those are crazy. The Red Bull clutch.
18 rounds. And he's just saved them after Simon should have opened the door and made that one unlosable for EDG.
One enemy remains.
That's incredible.
Swinging back out and
Captain doesn't even know what he's doing. Let's go, Tens. What are you guys doing? Tell them, man. Tell them. Oh, they broke the trip.
Armor, by the way, Smoggy, to begin that round. Maybe that could have made a difference.
Pushing B.
Frantic attempt.
No, fake plant.
Tap. Try and pull somebody util out as well. Fake the presence.
Nice. The retreat. The retreat.
Claims himself back as well. And back and forth.
Second.
He's scrambling for a chance to get back into the second.
Go for the ace. Second.
Drive in his hands, and he wants more.
Is he gonna do it? Is he gonna do it? Oh my god,
Discipline is
second.
called for in moments like this, and they temper around down at that minute mark.
This kid is different, bro.
Exploration, reclear.
Oh, unfortunate. Unlucky.
It is good information, however, for Sassy to start pushing out. Could he be the playmaker here?
Odin.
EDG are quite trapped. They don't quite know where everybody is. In fact, they don't know where anybody is.
Sussy.
Lost Sassy.
Oh!
He's watching for that peek. The slow walk around the corner.
Finally comes alive in this map.
30 seconds left.
Okay. Solstice, what are you gonna do? What are you gonna do, Solstice?
1v3 spam. Threw into the smoke. Plan down from Simon, but the smoke.
Nah, unlucky.
Smoggy's turn to really come alive.
Second though. Second.
They need that from Smoggy.
Crazy start.
It's crucial for them in terms of accessing their full potential.
Get a kill, run out, and then get a kill again, and then ran out again.
Absolutely world class. And he's only played.
Got one tap.
What is this? His third map playing Neon
this year.
Yeah.
Yeah.
With Neon as well. I mean, all of the stuff he did years ago playing Neon is it's not all that relevant anymore, to be honest.
He's a prodigy, I think, when it comes to. I mean, I'm sure he's played Neon before, obviously.
Light shield all the way through Sentinels.
Same setup being used by EDG. Got to claw back these rounds one step at a time. Sassy jumps
Saucy.
spot, gets that acknowledgement.
And at
Sees
no
it.
point can EDG make a mistake. One error, like Chishu walking in here.
The jump peak.
And it could all be over.
Oh no! Chishu dropped. The flank opened up. Sentinels. They know that they can play this one nice and safe.
Look at the retake cap. Broken. Nice awareness.
Yeah, shock dart has to be used to make sure to get rid of that one though, but he plant down. Extension into the round, but this is it. This is where EDG make their stand. See if they can stay alive into this map.
You need good defensive utility here from the post planters. Paranoia, Aftershock has to be used to keep them back.
Can going
It's going to be used.
that other side.
Eye for an eye when it comes to the util. Aftershock even down into hell. Sentinels are being kept out of the fight.
Oh.
Will ensure that they don't step past it. Nobody.
Can, bro. Safe, nah, safe. John Cutie, just safe, bro. Just safe.
All with red. And Hunting chasing. John QT.
Oh.
Kang empowered. EDG are still in this fight.
Lovely post-plant situation play there from EDG.
Nah, Sentinels will get the next one.
Such a critical round for them to get.
Trust. Sentinels get next one.
Now not the economy for SEN,
Enemy remain.
which is the first time.
It's
Apart
over.
from, follow-ups from pistols or whatever.
Yeah.
Those
Yeah,
chances,
timeout.
6 of them, narrowed down to 4.
Sentinels will use their first time out here.
To make a mistake.
First time out.
Must be
First.
flawless from here on out to get us into overtime. And we've seen, I mean, even if you think back to yesterday, G2 playing against Fnatic, they're having to be flawless in that situation.
Sin for the
Wild
win.
things can happen.
Oh yeah.
Triple spray downs, full blind, they can occur in games like this. So you never want to be in a spot like EDG currently is, where one big play or one mistake can send you rattling forwards onto Sentinel's map pick of Lotus. And all the pressure is on your shoulders.
No more breathing room.
EDG are one match win away from being able to get a top 3 spot. And not just a global event, not just a Masters event, a Champions. Something they've never managed to achieve before. And that's top 3 minimum. Who knows? They could go further perhaps. And yet today, they haven't been able to access that full potential just yet. They're going to need 4 big rounds to show us what they're truly made of.
With no room for error.
Alright, what do
Players
they
have
do?
been in similar spots before. They know you have to take it one round at a time. For Sentinels, economy dropped all the way down. You can see it just from the 2 sheriffs that are being worked with.
Do they have a eco round strategy?
They made it happen before.
That goes inside a wall, with the idea being you can dodge the recon dart, and Zekken can swing out from an unexpected position. He's also playing anti-flash in that spot as well, right? If Simon did go for that flash through bricks. But EDG not going to send with any pace on the anti-eco. And they have been playing these kind of rounds really slowly, very cautiously.
Spike's still at A.
Potentially open themselves up to mistakes being made. Sentinels are going for the full migration.
John's heard the drone.
The attempt to pull some players away, at least nobody, they're seeing no signs of life. You feel so worried into this spot if you are EDG.
What was your plan, Kaplan?
Committing, I mean,
What's your plan, Kaplan?
making their way over towards the seaside. Guess what? Sentinels are ready to meet them. See if the weaponry does make that difference here with the stuns. Util offloaded into the corner. Kang just can't really hold it down with a steady ground, but still, as the smokes fade away, overdrive! Kang! It's galvanizing. An electric performance from him.
Oh!
Adjusting tens. Difficult shot for him to hit. Sheriff in hand, 4-piece. Hunting down the remaining player, John QT, quaking in his boots! But he will not give up that ace.
I love the determination with which Kang hunted for that one too. It would have been far better for Simon to pick up the kill, get his ult online for the next round. Got to imagine that EDG are fairly confident about getting those ults up anyway. Ult orb over by C hasn't been contested too much by SEN. Maybe this would be the round to pull out some kind of play like that. Fight over one of the
Okay, Kang got used his ult already.
Those kills is now overtaken Tens and Zekken, who are tied at
That's
21
Kang.
apiece. But they still got to get 3 more of those. Now SEN have rifles back. Here's that same strat again.
Yep. Hiding away. Edge of the smoke just might reveal the hand of SEN of what they're going for here. The drone has to be broken. EDG making an attempt to play for that A lobby control, inserting Smoggy. Potentially for the long hauls. Util's going to be used, pulled out of them. They don't want anything to do with it. Hunter's Fury could get some tags onto a few of these players.
Got Kang.
He was dodging, was weaving, was hoping that it would be unaccounted for. And here's the reaction. EDG now making the moves over towards C.
Who gets the plant in this position? Okay, nobody throws the spike over to Simon. That's going to get them Rolling Thunder active. Do they play aggressive with it?
They
we
want
saw
to.
SEN fail in this spot before.
They're going to let it loose. Let it rip in through the back. But it's so easy to overextend if you're the attackers. That's broken. That's the trigger. They want to try and go for this one. Smokes in their face. Aftershock as well. Rifles in play at work. Fault line. And get Sentinels back into the fight and back into the fray. Cut them out.
Nice. Nice. 2 more.
Players are there. Sliding, gliding forwards.
Yes. Yes. Sentinel got it.
Drop to his knees.
They got it.
EDG has
They got it.
dismay. As the spike is defused, the map is stolen away.
Oh,
Their
first map.
of Haven. And now you have to stand up to the test that is Lotus, excuse me,
Oh.
for that map too.
So the stress on their faces right now.
Squad that are just getting scarier and scarier.
Evolving.
No one is smiling, bro. They're serious, man.
To be concluded, EDG could still
Tins.
back, but it's going to be
So
a hell
good
of a
old
task
Tins.
instead of playing like this.
They're serious, man. These guys are serious. We're going into Lotus next, guys. Lotus. I'll be... Yeah, and I'll be back with you on the next one. Hold up. I'll be back with you on the next one.
Trade in any phone in any condition guaranteed and get $800 off the new Galaxy Z Fold 6. Only on Verizon.
Red Bull gives you wings.
Sentinels, they're on the board. I'm now joined
And
by
we're
head
back,
coach
team.
Kaplan. Now, once you guys reached 12 points, it felt like it was going to be inevitable for you to take this map. But EDG, they were getting back into the game. So how did you guys manage to actually close this one out?
Yeah, I think we did a good job with sticking to ideas from the timeout, being able to run them again, realize that maybe a little mistake happened or they didn't see the gimmick. We were getting a bit inconsistent, a little hesitant. I was ready to hit another timeout and say, why are we not swinging them harder, second guessing a little bit, I think, with ults. But we didn't have to do it. We ended up closing out in the end, so it was good.
And the vibes look great. How are the vibes with the team right now?
Very good. Definitely trying hard to get this win so we can have a little time to rest. A little break before up finals. I think we're getting a bit tired, so.
All right, thank you very much for your time. Best of luck.
No translation?
Sentinels pick up the win, and I think it's safe to say that that game was awesome. Strongly agree?
I would agree with that.
Yes,
I would agree. I would agree.
And what Coach Kaplan is saying there is so pivotal, because if you remember their run at Madrid, that guy looked haggard. They were playing every single day. They had to go down below. They had to play every match.
Yeah.
And now here SEN have an opportunity to bounce back, win one more map, and get a break before the top 3 at the Inspire Arena.
I genuinely thought we were going to have another member of the Ball Brotherhood. You know what I mean? Whenever I saw Kaplan, I was like, brother, hold on to it for as long as you can. But you know what, though? What they were able to hold on to were these incredible post plants that we were seeing from Sentinels.
7th round attack win streak takes in 1 step close to top 4.
It was all based off of Zekin's momentum. This guy was unreal.
Totally, but I think that the credit has to go to all of them. I think that, as I said, I think Zekin understands exactly what he needs to do, and when he has to overheat a little bit, you know, he has to be looking for the steals, he has to be confident enough to take it. But the plan overall on this executes was so clean, it was almost impossible for them to lose this kind of situations.
Yeah.
I think that Neon is the mechanically most difficult agent to play in this game. And also
Zekin makes it look like it's so easy.
yes,
I agree
but
with
it also
that.
requires the best mechanics, because a lot of the time, even though you're getting set up with great team play, with breach stuns, with Sova darts, you're still put in positions where you have essentially just a 1v1. It's an advantaged 1v1, but you don't have a trade, and you have to be converting on those situations. And I think we saw in the first half so consistently Zekin being put in those positions where he had to take that duel, had to give his team the advantage, doing that really well, but then also having the restraint to chill out after getting that winning position, playing with the team and playing that proper Valorant to close out these critical rounds.
But I think also the defense is a very good example of that. You need to understand, like, sometimes we would see EDG, for example, the round that they fake onto A. Sentinels have the calmness to just look back and just reinterpret everything that is going on the map and not step very quickly into conclusions and into decisions.
It's very easy to get baited in those situations, and a credit goes to Sentinels for handling that expertly.
That discipline is
it goes
really
to John
good.
QT and his incredible mid-round calling, but also we have a Verizon high-speed moment here, because rounds like this also help out, because now you get a big kill that comes through, and then at that point you put it on Zekin, you say, Zekin, go kill. And he did just that. Open up the round for
And
them.
I mean, it was more than that even. It was TenZ with that teleport out of heaven to dive on in. They didn't have anything going into this round, but recovering that one weapon and some excellent team play on that retake basically, I think, snowballed them to closing out this second half.
And the craziest thing is that they did this the other day. Against the RX, they had a very similar round there where they just group up and decide to just isolate the duels to just take always 2v1s or even 3v-Xs. And it's crazy to think that this just works again, that they identify that somebody might be lurking, somebody might have taken that position. They get that gun and they just very slowly work their way into the site.
Yeah, it was methodical. It was well put together. That's not to take anything away from EDG, though, because they were starting to rally that comeback. Let's not forget, they were able to pick up those pistols early on, which allowed them to be able to stay competitive in this game.
pulled her
Now
shoulder
they have their
up.
backs against the wall. So let's see what's going on with the coach of EDG as we have Yinsu standing by.
I'm now standing by with Coach Margot from EDG ahead of Map 2 and Luna to do some translations as well. Now, on Map 1, there were
Learn English, man. Learn English.
Maybe messy moments. Was that part of your game plan? And if so, is this the part of your game plan as well for Lotus?
我觉得还是我们图一有点，就是准备要更进一步的时候，还是有一点紧张，然后就是可能大家都有点放不开或者什么的，就会显得比较混乱。但是我觉得图二和后面都会好起来。
I think we're a little bit nervous when we're trying to step one step ahead, but I feel like we'll be better. We'll get it better on the map too.
All right, thank you very much. Best of luck.
All right, well, you heard there.
Here we
from
go,
the
guys.
coach. We'll see
Map
how
2.
they'll try to
Come on,
bounce
guys.
back
Spam
going
SEN.
in
Spam Sentinels in chat.
Agent selected. You are going to get the Clove, the Neon, but shockingly enough,
Spam Sentinels. Spam Sentinels in chat, guys.
Rather than go with the Neon.
I'm so surprised because the change into playoffs, even though we've only seen them one time, was bringing in that Neon. But they decide to go for this map, knowing and understanding how EDG plays us and how to play around the Clove. How they play as a Sentinel, right? Because you haven't control over this.
Let's go, Sin.
So difficult. But apparently Sentinels has found the key, or so they think.
Yeah, it was Lotus that Sentinels ended FPX's run in the
Lotus
group stage. And while they don't play this exact comp, FPX used to play a similar double controller. I imagine they were prepping for that comp. They've got to be prepped for this one, and this is their chance to make it into the top 3.
EDG's backs against the wall. Can they force a map 3? Take this one to distance. You want it, I want it. I know these two want it. Brent, Sideshow, over to you.
Though a map 3 would just be glorious, I think, between these two teams as well. And I hope that EDG have those hidden reserves, I think, to deliver that for us as well, because unfortunately, it is set against them right now in terms of expectations. Lotus is Sentinel's map pick. They have looked primed and ready to take the series away on this map in the past as well. Not just that, over the course of this tournament, I would say. They've looked stellar. They've looked amazing at this map.
Yeah, this is where they beat Gen G and I think played the best Lotus performance that we've seen all across Champions. But how much of that was knowing their opponent and playing standard comps? This is very, very non-standard from EDG, and we're going to get a clash on Mount.
Here's a hard read!
Let's go! What a great read, bro!
No, I think they got the read on this.
Exactly.
Out of nowhere, man!
You couldn't get a better indication of that. Presumably, they would have held it if the fault line had not come through. And they were actually
That was a death trap right there.
But they may have just let it go anyway. Hard antied them.
The preparation is clear right now for Sentinels.
As it was the last time they played on Lotus.
Shishu.
Hard read what Gen G were bringing out. Are they going to expect this contact play, though? Up into A. John getting pressured a little bit here, but there's always the pivot through that blue room. That's where they're going. End on B.
Smoggy earned himself a lot of space for the rest of his team, and yet that is an open avenue as a flash and a peek from Smoggy, but nobody from Sentinels overstepping themselves. In fact, it's Smoggy who's worse for the wear. Might be calling for another refight. They are grouped up. I believe that's 3 players of EDG looking for the fight. They don't think Zekken is here. Cuts it up close. Boombot in his hands, lets it loose.
Oh, second going with Raze.
And a fight has to be taken. Risks in order for EDG to bail themselves
pistol.
out of this
Go to
spot.
Sentinels.
But they
Sentinels.
just hold a candle to everything Sen were running, man. It's layers ahead, thinking about it every single step of the way.
Crazy play, bro.
Pistol round from Sen. Right from the beginning, you're seeing them anti with this C-Snade, and it looks like they were going to throw it even without the fault line there, based on the timing.
That one was
catches onto
crazy.
nobody. Look how well Zekken is played into this spot by Sassy. Sassy jiggles, making it feel like he's the only player Waterfall, and then Sassy even rotates to open the door and apply pressure from another route. It's perfection. It's actually scaring me watching Sen. they are playing so much better here.
It's all right, mate. You don't
Genius,
have to face
man.
them. Okay.
Such a genius play.
But they're playing so much better than you have any right to expect of a team that looked like they were in a bit of a slump before champs. They've woken up.
All the experience accumulating.
Ken's in there.
Mounting down to this. They've been in rough spots before this.
Second playing Raze.
And for how much this means for EDG.
He's really
in
good
this
with
series,
Raze.
Where a win would get them top 3 for Sentinels. They've already reached those heights and more. They've lifted a trophy.
Kang's still playing
They've been in these
Neon.
spots, and they know what it takes to win a tournament.
Slow push.
On display, I think, from that preparation.
Tens is there to get them, man.
Doesn't overstep himself. Just takes the one player. Kang drop down.
Let's go second.
Preparation, realizing that these players are split up, and now it's time for a bit of orb farming. Zekken is going to want to try and potentially get that ult closer and closer to being online. Simon, chewing him up. Nice crossfire setup with him and nobody.
Nobody.
Down to a 1v3, but with nobody low enough, as it is, Boombot spotting him as well. Did earn himself a gun and an open side onto C.
May have been slightly overzealous there, that push out through the smoke on C. Nobody's a great player. You can't give him openings like that. I think the health is just too low. It would be such a task for him to be able to get plant down.
No, he can't finish this by himself, man. He's done.
And win the 1v2.
He's done.
Can just get spammed through any box, any slight door frame.
Nobody's just tapping this one. With only 14 seconds left.
It looks like he's just trying to save the gun, to be honest.
Potentially crash that kill, but wasn't expecting to win that one, so he doesn't get away with a weapon either.
And he puts the Phantom back into the hands of Sentinel, so Zeken's going to be happy he got that one at the end. This is another thing that absolutely blew Gen G away, is that SEN are so good right now at putting the right people in positions to farm the ult economy on Lotus. It's Zeken again. This is mirror image, although the sides are swapped, of what happened last time they played on Lotus. Zeken, I'm sure people are going to be calling for him to play Neon on this map, but the Raze ult is so powerful, and Zeken always is there at the tip of the spear on pistols and follow-ups.
Oh, yeah.
He's 2 away.
I mean, it's called Showstopper for a reason.
Now, this map, I agree, he picked Raze. I agree with him.
Of Lotus with this composition, very much all.
Sure, people want to see him play Neon because he's like fast playing there.
Give up this open space onto the site, willing to try and play this one into.
But then again, playing Raze on this map is open up to a lot more plays.
5 versus 5.
Pressure here towards Heaven onto John Cutie, who only has a Ghost. That could be the win con for EDG.
Making sure that they can dominate a portion of the post plan here, John. Seemingly aware of it though, he just catches that contact and he makes the call that they are playing up towards Heaven. The question is, does SEN have anything to deal with it? Bullets flying forwards, luck at a draw.
Oh!
Open for Simon! Doesn't need luck on
Not
his
quite,
side.
not quite.
Flex the muscles, flex the mechanics.
Just save, guys.
With that, SEN, the round is dusted for them.
What a spot to put your breach in.
Yeah.
Smoggy get on the board early
Flawless
as well. Helping settle those nerves. They need a big performance to come out from Smoggy, playing Clove on this map. One of the big reasons why you would make a pick like that. But until Smoggy starts putting up those big performances, Simon has been there, and he was there on Haven. Normally, it's like big impacting clutch moments or something that we've seen from Simon, but now he's just letting the raw aim do the talking, tucked into basically a one and done in that spot and gets 2. Here's a fight over towards Rubble. Sees nade prepped again. We saw the value that that brought on the pistol.
Yeah, you might think as well clashes might favor EDG into this spot, but all it takes is the one. They're going to make a go of things here as well. TP up and towards the top. The Seas, I believe, was dead a little bit too early there, so they give up that space once more. Fault line. Second level of things here for EDG, just in case there is that refight.
No damage taken.
Clearing
oh, no, nobody got damage.
Sentinels players, though, they're lying in wait, and the paranoia triggers the play. Still, Chichu still there in the sky. Ready to punish them for the hubris, thinking that they could take that fight open and out. Sassy going for that repeak. The trade not in sight. Players not ready to account for that one. Sassy's still here, man. Dropping himself back. Under 12 HP with 2 kills. Earned under the round and under his belt. There's an opening now for Sentinels in the round.
2v2.
Champs form Sassy is a dangerous beast. This is not guaranteed at all for nobody in Smoggy.
Going through the back of the side, you can tell that there's still levels of unknown. Even the Seas just use preemptively
absolutely.
in case that somebody was in that smoke.
They're worried about hard anchors. They're thinking that John could be in that spot. SEN have actually doubled up here. Looks like it could well catch EDG off guard.
Alpha advantage though for EDG. And Sentinels themselves splitting up. Watch for live from John. A couple of different avenues, but not push. John, where have you pulled that one from? The brink seemingly, it leaves it all down to Smoggy. Time will start to tick onto this one here, and he's isolating his voice line.
Nice, John QT.
Stands tall to the pressure. And a rifle fire.
The body is shield, man.
Wins it out, granting Sentinels that third.
John standing up, standing tall, as you say, not allowing the nerves or the moment to get to him. Trading out the player with the weaker health in front.
John say not
I'm
today.
not a big fan of how Sentinels played this round, actually, in terms of their strategy to re-clear on Rubble. It gave EDG the advantage, and it was individual skill from Sassy. Plus, I mean, what is that?
Yeah.
Nice, boys!
SEN getting back in with the player quality that we know from this team.
The awareness on this
To be
guy.
able to answer. Same or very similar Rubble setup from the defenders here. Ten's not playing inside tree. They're making a mix-up. Resetting very quickly to stop a B fight from happening. But if Simon rips his ult, all 3 players could be caught.
Zeken's close to the showstopper, and he's going to let him rip! Early on, Well, at least not even getting the kill. Damage done. Nobody's still surviving. Here's the Rolling Thunder, but they've crossed it up onto the corner. And Sassy will punish them for stepping past.
Kang and nobody.
What a read from Sen that was going B early on. Fake rubble fight, and they've read the pivot over towards C here as well. They are not worried about a repop into B whatsoever. Taking spawn, waterfall, ready to fight these guys, deny the plant before it even comes through.
Hardest read.
John's so far ahead of the game.
Just following the sound cues as well, Simon. Sticking with the Precisely lay it down exactly where they were needed, and Chichu's just praying, hoping that he doesn't receive the same fate. Spike planted. But it's not in a great spot here, and with the paranoia sweeping his way through, it's down to instinct and timing. Chichu still traded off. Only with the one. Smoggy smoked up and away in the crossfire.
Nah, man.
To lay claim
No
to his
way.
life. Sentinels
That's a great play.
showcasing the preparation, showcasing the form, the constant evolution of this squad, and
The read. This game is crazy.
Look how beautifully they dodged that. Two players still in crossfire
Man.
position, Sassy and Tens. Able to shut down that Rolling Thunder completely. And that, after their showstopper gambit, failed as well.
Yeah.
So
I think
that's
I'm
the
cheating, bro.
second layer of their defense.
Many steps ahead.
No
It's gonna
timeout,
be on the risk
EDG.
as well. Overglazing Sentinels, perhaps, but honestly, they deserve
I'm gonna
it.
try that.
The performance we're seeing from them at the moment is trophy lifting caliber, actually. The question is whether they can keep it up and whether EDG can answer back.
Pushing A, eh?
EDG have pulled together essentially scraps to have a chance of having to full buy into the next. A control's given up. Sen, just looking to play a positioning.
Judd
They've got
QD.
surrounded on every front imaginable. The door's going to open up with the Prowl as well, but that's going to be broken down early. Tens treating out through the back of the side. That is risky by second. Satchel to save the day.
Saucy.
Striking right where it hurts. Unaccounted for with a pin to play.
Nice. One more.
And it just feels like there's no hope at this point for EDG.
Oh man, that is
Sassy has
crazy.
hidden reserves. If you think back to the way in which this guy lifted a Champions Trophy in the past, all throughout that year, 2 years ago, he would always say, the team would always say, it doesn't matter about Masters, what we're prepping for is champs. We're looking to level up and peak at the right time.
Man.
When you watch him and the shots he's hitting, I don't think Sassy's been doing this very much this year, and I was a little worried that
That's
maybe he didn't have it in him
crazy,
anymore.
bro.
Right.
More fool me for thinking that. Of the bold beast from Brazil.
This guy, he is unreal with the form factor that he's been in over the course of this tournament.
These
Even at the beginning
aims
as well,
are
he was saying
crazy.
It doesn't matter how many trophies you win, it just makes you more and more
C.
addicted to winning. It makes you want it
EDG
more.
pushing C.
I think
It's great read again, man.
Feeling that right now as well. Tens, Sassy, they understand it. And they've been both through the hard times as well as the good.
Oh, for sure.
And they're trying to bring that peak at the right moment.
Think back to last year. Don't have to think back far.
No, and that's one of the massive difference between these two teams. Sen are trying to fight as an org, you know, from Tens' POV for that third trophy, that third peak. Whereas it would be EDG's first attempt at even making top 3, a podium finish, minimum bronze in this tournament if they were able to come back here. But it would take something, some incredible resilience, because right now they're looking beaten down. And they need this round. Their economy is getting stretched.
Slower play though. Quad 4, it's pulled a lot of these Sentinels
Man,
players
all
out,
the
it's gonna wait.
outs
The only
in
play
there.
through the side, Chichu sticking with the TP in through. You're in the smoke already. TP crossed up under the corner. Kang. Punish from the Odin spam.
If 10 stayed there a bit longer, then he would have got
Going
it.
to be playing from, and the smokes are renewed in the face of Sentinels. This is a different look for EDG, but still finding it difficult to even get this plant down. Nobody with the plan. Nightfall now. Going to be used and expended.
They're out of their own.
What
the heck are these shots?
Scatters their ashes to the wind.
He's been wallbanging like crazy,
Chichu will
bro.
have to hold it down. Out through the back.
No.
Sound cut away. Not long for this world. Smoggy left. Isolating. Heads are popping. Sassy sticking onto the half. The util is good. Best chance in a long while. They've got to deal with Sassy. Not dead yet. Sassy sticking, but the swing
Nah.
coming through.
Nice try, guys. Nice try. Unlucky.
Another round where Smoggy gets
Unlucky.
That's a huge turnaround from EDG in a spot where it looked like John off the back of Sassy's ultimate had done enough. EDG fight back, make sure that their eco isn't broken again, and get at least a second round on the board. Great punish from Kankan too. He's trying to give his team as many good opening opportunities as he can. That's more of that snappy aim that we've come to expect from Smoggy. Looked good there in that position, anchoring towards water. And now big rubble fight again. SEN have not really wanted to opt into these, but they have been doing some re-clear strats.
Tends to spot it out though. He opened the door himself as well to see if he could take a quick little peek.
Hey.
Like a gamble on his part with a pixel angle, but he's going to be retreating now. Throw into the back of the side. EDG, they want to go rapid. Increase of the tempo, overdrive as well. That's put in a squeeze. And
Ult from Kang.
In that moment. Can't offset EDG. Overwhelming him as the smokes dissipate too. John QT is fully unaware. Nades ricochet.
Oh, unlucky.
But it matters not. Smoggy right there when you least expect him.
And EDG
Safe.
do have
Safe.
it in them. What a beautiful
Safe.
change of tempo.
Just safe.
Just when it looks like they're down and out, they put together two very nice rounds. Utilizing the fact that SEN have been a bit timid over on Rubble. Haven't put together a round where SEN have gone for the full denial. Seen spots where Celsius has clutched in that position before, but he's got no hope here. He's just trying to hold on to that Phantom. It's his first kill.
Kang's coming for him.
1 and 2.
Sometimes that's the way of things when you do end up dominating, winning by such a margin that you just don't get involved into the fights.
Other people are just doing it for him.
Yeah. Keeps into the next though. And this is EDG, I think, with that tempo increase. The prior round, if you remember, think back, that EDG did win. They started with a very slow default.
Super slow. First minute, they weren't really doing much. I mean, they were pressuring towards A.
I'm out for Sentinels.
To get the read. Yeah. But that was a massive increase in pace. And Ten's got caught completely off guard there. John wasn't fast enough to make a decision about what he wanted to do, how he wanted to support Tens. So the Omen star for Sentinels was left adrift there on the A site. Kaplan's going to come in, add his own experience into the mix. He was talking during the coaching interview about how on Haven he felt like his team had done a great job of listening to him during the timeouts, taking some of the strategies he'd given them and applying them in the right moments. Yeah. They're going to need to do the same again to stay ahead of the game here. The second continues to be playing at an outrageous level.
Let's go Sentinels.
Since he's picked up the Neon, by the way, he's been averaging 300 ACS, 200 ADR. In the previous map, he was 9-1 in first kill to first death second.
Jesus.
He was 5-0 in first kills against Kankan.
Yeah.
And he's kept all of that pace up, proving that it's not to do with the agent he's playing. Now 10-4, 1 away from Showstopper.
He's locked in.
And it looks like they're going to be bringing that over towards A. This is very similar to what they were doing against Gen G. Putting John Cutie here as well gives them a snake bite to be able to shut down any EDG Rubble fight. But they got the read slightly wrong here. They're going to just end up using a ton of util when EDG are not contesting it.
Yeah, and so a lot of that's not going to be used for retake, for plant denial.
They are coming Rubble.
Scurry away as well. Most of the space is going to be given up. It's hard to hold on to this with EDG's composition. The double initiator, Prowler, Sassy, catching the contact. Needs to be careful. The door is opened wide for the evacuation.
And that's where you see the value of Clove Smokes as well. Smoggy throws one down and they're able to get this space. And they found a completely open A site. EDG come out of the attack timeout, read SEN perfectly.
Great ideas. Center in position though to try and make it a go of this one with the flood defense.
Hey!
And it finds the contact and target.
Right in the face.
Zekken was looking for, almost beamed down into the process, but it's a kill advantage, and that puts the uncertainty in place here for EDG into tap. And they want nothing to do with the A site.
I mean, ideally, they'd be looking to pivot over towards B, but they don't actually have any info there, nobody playing B main. They'd have to be worried about so many angles if they did go for that pivot. They also only have one smoke on Smoggy right now.
Door opened and a cut of noise. Trying to bait SEN in for the re-exploration. Still the Haunt will reveal the hand. And Smoggy cuts it up onto the angle as they're trying to evacuate and make that pivot possible out towards B. There's still players at their backs. Sentinels could be ready to remove a few lives. Peek from Sassy. Horns as well, doesn't get broken. And it's flanks on flanks, the timing's round and round we go. Simon reveals it. It's a phone line. He's trying to play his team back in, but from that angle, John QT.
Come on, guys.
He thought it was coming from sight.
Still a 2v2.
Smoggy's low.
Really fought him well. Not at the baby door, Sassy's holding. Damage done to Zelsis. It's precarious. He feels like he can't really make the tap happen. Contact, high-low, EDG. Waiting to strike that time pressure. Sentinels, you're running out of wing cons. You've got to stick this at some point. Circle's got to be shrinking at some point here. Locking it down onto the corner and half not earned. It's EDG. One round at a time is how it's done. A 4-1 to the tally.
Okay.
And one more to be even.
If nerves were affecting them during Haven, as Muggle said, there are no signs of it anymore. These last 3 rounds, absolute steel nerves from them after Sassy goes for the tap. They don't budge.
This map is the tech-sided.
They didn't give any possibility of a fight there to Zelsis or Sassy. And Simon, I thought he might have given it away with the fault line, but he still ended up finding value in his lurk spot. We're back into this round. Sentinels again, making sure that rubble belongs to the defenders. But it is a large util investment.
An immediate response again from EDG to make the right reads in that regard.
Yeah, I think coming out of this tag timeout, it's actually worked against Kaplan. EDG are even happier knowing that there's 4 players committed to A at the beginning of the rounds.
There's going to be another level to this one. There was a Paranoia and a Prowler used by EDG. Rolling Thunder is earned, and Simon has it primed and ready. Up and over the top. A lot of angles to account for. That is
how is that even possible?
One step further still, defended. Up and over the shoulder, the IGL will put Kang to bed.
EDG, though, have taken so much space. Send group up, re-clear through spawn. Tens the backstab through Waterfall as well.
Unorthodox with the ankle, nobody! It is aim train to the skies. Yep, that Haunt, it still gets the value and still gets the damage done. Chichu can't land it with a spray, but eventually there. Stun still connecting, Sassy now sticking, defended, up and around, and Simon's left to do it all from that spot.
Let's go!
What pace, what aggression from Sen! How does Sassy survive with 5 HP there?
He can't do the pose. He couldn't do the pose.
For EDG, he's top of the scoreboard, but I think he whiffed his chance again. 120 to the body by the look of things, and Sassy still won the duel. This is what I'm talking about. Can't be allowed to happen. He's got to be winning those kind of fights. Another spot where Sassy comes up huge, and this time opting into the rubble fight on a weaker buy. But Sen don't have the snake bite here. And actually, EDG, right as the barriers drop, start drifting away as well. They don't want any piece of that.
Slower play from EDG is going to be called. Throw a bit of caution into the mix. There's still danger for EDG, you know, despite the fact that it is a weaker buy. They have 3 rifles.
Absolutely. And if there was a round for Smoggy to find some impact, it would be now with Clovel online. This looks like a setup to try to punish people in Mound or B, depending on where Sen take contact first.
Pings. Yeah, John, before he was even aware of the process.
Right there.
Pluck him out of the picture, taking him out with a head. And Paranoia is beautiful, blinding up into this spot. Smoggy is putting the squeeze on alongside Chichu.
I love that read. Smoggy and Chishu there, ready to backstab the people trying to punish Mound. EDG, their macro game has been remarkably good these last 5 or so rounds.
Then trying to go for round 2. While this is going on, though, it's EDG that somehow been flipped up against him. With Chichu being dropped, Smoggy now has to contain and contest alongside the flank. Never go around with the door rotating. It's random sprays and rifles. Well trained. EDG.
Safe,
They
guys.
know what it takes to get the round done.
Safe.
Finished. Clocked up.
Safe, guys.
Sealed up with every single kill. Sassy scurrying to save the weapon into the next. This is EDG. As I said at the beginning, there was danger with those 3 rifles, and they put them to good usage, put them to good work.
And if Sassy can save this weapon and save his armor, there is a chance that Sen is still going to be able to put together a good buy. That's why it's so important he keeps the Phantom online. EDG have just turned the map, honestly.
Come on, guys.
Like
just one more. Do one more before going on attack.
Heading into the half, and now 6-6.
Yeah.
More than possible. Likely, I think.
Can't argue with EDG's grit, determination here. They lose the opening pistol round, yet still being able to make it even in terms of rounds at the first half.
Yeah, and I think nobody's adaptations have been really solid, too.
Yeah.
The tag timeout that Kaplan took, I think Muggle had more impact.
Isolate and exterminate.
tempo switch up from EDG, always keeping Sen guessing. Once more, the all-in with the util. Burns an ult. John is committing this pit.
Okay, interesting play. EDG might want to accelerate here into C. It's only Zelsis. He can pop down the ult, but he might get pressured in waterfall.
Yeah. Nano Swarms could be deaded here. Divides up the site. Retake Viper Wall as well for Sentinel to try and play with. Makes it hard for EDD to chew through. Zelsis now. Lockdown. It's never to really clear this one. You have to take this one. Fighting straight up. Brute force on display. Blinded up though, and the util is overwhelming.
Nobody's out.
Sheer cacophony of it. Nothing to clear it. Respect has to be shown. EDG now have to back away. Cut away with the sound cues. They don't even know if anybody's onto this one, but just peering up and over, spamming away, still earning their way into a round win. EDG and Kang ahead of the curve, unaccounted for. Up onto the side. That's a 6-6 finish for EDG, despite everything that was against them.
What a comeback! This Chinese squad not going down without a fight. Winning 5 out of the last 6 rounds, and even with Sentinels anticipating that waterfall pressure, EDG have tied it up. Immaculate stuff, setting us up for an electric second half of Haven.
Sentinels.
Red Bull gives you wings.
Sure does. Okay. That was some really good play from Sentinels and from EDG. Both teams are doing really well so far. But we will see Sentinels on attack side. They may be able to make a difference here. Yeah, I'm pretty sure they'll be able to make a difference. No doubt about that. With Sentinels, normally it takes a while for them to get warmed up and then get into the game. We can see second, tens. At the start, they were doing really well. The only reason they lost is that they haven't been too focusing on A mount. And when Kaplan called a timeout, that backfired on them because Kaplan call will be focused more on A mount. That'll be most likely be his what he told them, and that's what they're doing, and then that's why it's backfired on them.
I've been there, other people probably haven't.
But on the tech side, we should see a change of tempo, a change of play here, and hopefully we'll see Sentinels doing great comeback, get a few kills, get the win, and then move on to the next round. We'll see how it goes.
Real chances here.
Absolutely. I think EDG have done a fantastic job from round 7 or 8 onwards.
No doubt about that. I see that they're doing really well. They're doing really well. Sentinels make a few mistakes, but they should be able to come back.
To start propelling them forwards and have some belief that they can win this game. Because up until recently, up until these final 6 rounds, it's looked like only one of these teams here believed they could actually win today. Now we're getting glimmers. And we're getting Smoggy at the top of the scoreboard. You know, things are starting to work out again now. Double Sheriff on the pistol round from Sen. A strat that they've adapted and picked up from Gen G. Does give them opportunities to win fights long range very consistently.
What would they do?
Slow siege, a nice hold to start. EDG given easy access over towards A Rubble 2. Chichu's happy to take up that space as well. It's going to be giving a lot of mid-round information over, but no exploration really from anyone else on EDG.
EDG do tend to leave the C site fairly weak. You can see here it's only Smoggy holding that down. Both not usually enough to hold on to a site all on their own.
Got a presence. What a Prowler's committed over towards A.
As the Viper Wall goes up as well, threatening that Sen could be contacted behind that. As the Viper Wall drops, EDG start to realize it's not A at all. They reinforce towards C. Is there a pivot here? Are they going to fake C and hit B? That would leave Kang in a very exposed position.
Bill Kang. Maybe spotted. Yes, indeed. The season nade. It rebounds as well, but it's nowhere to run, nowhere to hide on against it. Unfortunate.
Oh my gosh, that was so good.
Dropped in that first kill, handed over to SEN, but there's still chances for EDG. They're doubled up. It's a high-low waiting for the bodies to come flying forwards here. Playing up the
Oh, it's not getting any kills, bro.
Stopping them in their tracks. Sentinels cannot cross that line and a barrier. Just not that bottom. Celsius time against him. And it's of the essence. It needs to be that defense. 4 seconds left. They got to stick this one. It needs to be covered. Chichu. He wins the day.
John QT.
John QT was not there
Nice.
in time. And so EDG with a pistol round to begin the second half of Lotus.
The crowd here certainly believing that it's winnable. That fault line from Simon, superb, coming cross-map to be able to pick it up.
Red Bull clutch from John QT.
Actually allow a kill to follow up off the back of it, but it distressed SEN, made them have to hit the C site in a couple of different waves and allow easier kills.
Celsius.
Where was John towards the end of that? If he'd been tight with Celsius, that's clearly a round victory in the pistol.
One has to be accounted for, but oh, Smokey.
Not quite.
Expecting that there could be players up in the smoke. The purpose of it, handed over again. Simon's good though.
Simon's been asked to do so much in this match, and he's been there for it every time. What a warrior for EDG.
A is so clear right now. They
Right
could have
back as
been
well.
an easy A.
A little bit of safety here for EDG, but while all that was going on, they did lose access to most of the map. The rotations that were made, Chichu, you can tell just from his position.
It's 4v3, so EDG still have the advantage.
EDG do not have that Viper to play around, which means no frequent wall or smokes in B. So I think this is going to be a theme of SEN's attack side, looking to see if they can contact up and get picks in
B is also clear.
They're going to realize no one's home. They don't have smokes to work with themselves, apart from that Viper orb.
Plan here, John QT. Sticks it down. Doors open up from Simon, looking to contest as well. He's definitely putting a squeeze on these SEN players.
Cover going out.
As long as there's that caution from EDG, they should be able to find a way through this round here. Kill. And Chichu wins it out. Seconds quite there. Rapid onto the approach, but right behind him is Kang. Trying to take him out. Pesky problem up through heaven. Tap already.
Not quite.
Movement is nice. A jar. Snappy from John, but Simon sticking to defuse. Full confidence in the rest of his team as well to cover that one still.
Oh.
Make it expensive.
But that's the best they're able to accomplish in that round. It does seem like a bit of a weakness, a bit of a gap, and EDG are going to have to do a lot of pivoting on the defense side to reinforce these holes. Smoggy's alone on C. He needs those rotates to come through quickly enough, and all of those rotates are going to come by the fact that EDG is maintaining rubble control. You need deep rubble info to be able to allocate your resources.
Come on, chat.
The rest of the map. So I would be
Spam SEN in chat. Come on, guys. Give them some support. Spam SEN. Spam Sentinels.
Kind of early to mid round.
Yeah.
And yet we haven't seen that from them yet.
That was a kitchen sink thrown out by EDG. John QT is going to be reading all that util.
Second took a little bit of damage there, but
John QT.
it's not
Smoke
permanent.
sitting in that one way.
There's fear from SEN here. They're worried about a trap play potentially. Celsius one away now from the lockdown. It's one of the things that this EDG comp is good at when you're running the double initiator.
Yeah, they can set up huge traps. But look again, the rubble control is all the way of EDG, and so they can afford to have 2 players C currently.
Deep Haunt. Broken. Kang's position not revealed out through the back there with the door opened wide. Smoke in his face. Bit of anti-synergy perhaps. He was hoping to potentially see some players scattered with 40 seconds. Sentinel's options are running dry.
They're going to have to go towards B. You can see the pings on the minimap. They're going to make it look like they're re-clearing onto rubble.
And trying to push his players back! What is that from nobody?
Man.
Close quarters. It's where he thrives. Stinger
What
in
are these
hand.
shot, bro?
A buy round for SEN. Full investment with the rifle. Simon, he's ahead of most of that util, but they're just giving Sentinels a win con and into the round.
Where's
Very similar
Tins?
to the prior round here.
Oh, it's in main.
3v4, SEN at a disadvantage. Can they try to make something happen in post plants? EDG need to play tight, together. Chishu, nobody, doubling up.
It's all split up by SEN as well. Everybody's just willing to take their own fights here. What an adjustment. Nobody snaps to the sides. Dismisses John as easily as that. Sassy, his turn to step up, but a movement at charge just makes it so damn awkward. Tens up and ready. Smoke in his face, 60 HP. Not just a tap, it's a full stick as well from Kankan with the smoke as well. The play around comes down to that RNG.
Damn.
The shots and bullets just not landing for him. EDG, that's now a bonus round conversion into the second half of Lotus.
They've taken control here.
Someone kept in
Sentinels
timeout.
have only won 1 round out of the last 9. This is dominant from EDG. They got activated halfway through that first half, and then now they can't be stopped. The double kill from nobody is absolutely ludicrous. That's the kind of thing that Sentinels cannot afford to happen to them.
No.
And I think they've got a major problem here, which is breaking through that rubble control. EDG are allocating 2 players to holding it, one on top of rubble, the other on root. And SEN can't break through. Anytime they put the Viper Wall up in a Prowler, the Prowler's broken too early, there's spam through or some level of defensive utility, and they're not taking that area.
Yeah.
And they look afraid to opt into the fight at the start of the round. We've seen them default towards C, I think every single round on their attack side so far.
Yeah, they've been trying to apply pressure towards it. Maybe re-explore over towards A, but the trouble is when you're playing against this EDG comp, like SEN are trying to take C, mound control, pressure over towards it, pull rotations potentially, but they're taking too long to do it.
And also their pivots through between B and C are getting slowed down by Simon's utility.
Yeah, it's been
so
pretty
Simon
perfect.
can fault line, and he's been immaculate with those. He can fault line to allow the defense to rotate between B and C quicker than SEN can. Sentinels only bringing Sheriffs into this round. EDG looking to fight them in mound here. Pretty aggressive option to go for on the anti-eco, to be honest. And these massive ultimates for SEN not going to be used in this round unless they find that opening.
This could go wrong very easily. Prowler catches up onto Kankan. C's expended, Tens has the TP to evacuate.
And this is a very different look, right? EDG have been maintaining their macro advantage by being able to hold on to this space here, Rubble. And now they've given it to SEN. The rifles should sing, however.
Chichu is the
The
only
farming.
It's called for the reinforcements. Smog is going to
Crazy.
be Stray Bullet's going to be laid down. Door's broken though. It's a pivot from SEN. Essentially all players trying to make the moves over. Zelsis just a shoulder peeking out, trying to bait this shot. Simon can't maintain it. It's rattled back and forth here, but with the Sheriffs, Sentinels are trying to make this one work. An ultimate pulled out with a nightfall and a flank occurring right from the back. This will put the squeeze onto the remaining SEN players. Up to them to try and bail themselves out with the heroics, and an all committed damage done. Decay is still there. Sassy, weak as anything, doesn't know that the players are rapidly approaching.
Oh!
Dismantle the hold that SEN were just...
I think we're going to map 3, guys.
Cling to on the site.
There was a lot of danger there, though. I don't think EDG should be going for that kind of defensive setup too often in the rest of this half, because it did open the door for SEN. A couple of nice shots as well. That one in particular, Sassy finding Kankan. Made the round winnable enough for John to try to invest that pit. But their big ultimates to get into sites yet to be expended. Lockdown, Showstopper. Those are going to be active here for this incredibly pivotal.
Yeah, looks like we might go to map 3, guys.
I was going to say eco swing round, but to be honest, SEN, with the losers bonus, they're still going to be able to buy up into the next. I still expect them to treat this one as if it's mightily important, though, and stop EDG getting to 11. EDG leaving A utterly open.
Gone for a fight, though. Celsius has been caught by this. The stun is perfect. Kankan is right there. Up onto it. Paranoia slightly misses. Ultra expended. Ultra committed. And EDG, you put everything into this. But they topple. They fall. Crumbled from the
Nice.
util in a
2v4.
Sentinels.
2v4.
Discipline that reins them in.
You guys go B, you guys get free plants.
After the tack timeout of trying to change their defensive setups, anything that they've gone for that was different to what they opened with has failed. And this is nice pressure. It's just keeping Simon anchored to the A site. Does it pull Smoggy away? No, he's going to read this.
Still at that angle. It's a brutal one to take. Some placement, many angles he could be peeked from, but Smoggy feeling like he has to take it at that point.
And I think SEN will be super happy about this result. a 4v1 that Simon is not going to find winnable. And SEN still have huge ults to work with. And as you pointed out earlier, Simon, he ripped that one off. They really wanted to show a different tempo on the defense side, catch SEN unaware before they could get into position to use lockdown showstopper, these kind of ults. It didn't work.
Second still have the highest
threat
skill,
is
still top
actually
fragging.
Worse than the threat of the showstopper and the lockdown here is causing more problems for EDG than the ults themselves.
Right.
Because it's forcing them to feel like we have to go and take the fight. We have to change something up.
Be proactive, pull the ults out early.
And the proactivity is not working. SEN's protocols are looking lovely to defeat it.
It's handed SEN that 7th round here. They're still down by 3 with EDG.
It's a bit of a whiff from Kankan as well to open the round up.
Yeah.
But you see there that mount pressure and then open the door, punish the B players. All of the protocols there working really nicely for SEN. And they do have a massive ult advantage now.
Right, guys, keep it coming. Keep it coming. Keep that good play coming.
It might still feel like they have to play proactively. Because otherwise, what do you really have to stop these ults from getting value and getting a sight?
Yeah, look at the minimap, EDG. 4 players moved up, right and over. Simon priming the fault line. Gonna let it loose relatively early there just to set up Kang onto the line. And TenZ spotted onto the corner. Here's the response. Showstopper!
Got Smoggy.
Couldn't bound and bounce his way out of the fight. 4 versus 4.
And that early proactivity, though, means that EDG had to give up rubble. So now SEN, 4v4, like you said, but they have control over Mound and front B and rubble. They own the map.
Toxin screen down.
John just trying to tether those players over towards the A side as well. Rest the Sentinels. Creeping and crawling their way over towards the B side, now committing into this plan. They're going to hear these noise cues. EDG are relatively split apart. They're actually not connected.
You could kind of say the same for Sentinels, though. Zeken's going to back off. If he was playing that post plant on site, he would have been very isolated. And we saw John being disconnected on the lurk was critical in terms of how they lost the pistol round.
Fault line used here. Simon's position. They're going to know this is online. Lockdown has to be defended as well. Stuns, Ricochet, Zeken. Couldn't hold a candle to it. Kankai's there, spraying, spamming, praying that they can do it. But they can't break the lockdown in time. Respect has to be shown. Time starting to tick. Simon was to increase the heat. The tempo there for it. Just making sure he's the distraction already. But the circle shrinks.
Hey, let's go.
What goes wrong with no way to clear that lockdown?
Let's go, Sentinels.
Break the lockdown as well. Really bizarre interaction. It said 0 players to gain and lockdown broken at the same time.
Oh.
But the thing that had happened was it was way too late. I mean, the setup for that, it's in such a safe position. You got no chance of being able to break it in enough time to pull off the retake there. Kankan did what he could, but it just ended up being far too overpowering, that ult advantage. And now, when EDG can play a little more reserved, a little more focused on denying rubble control, a little more like they did in rounds 13, 14, 15, well, now they don't have the weaponry behind it.
No, it's difficult. Put some partial investment into it with nobody rifle in hand. He's dropped down to 300 credits, but Sentinels, they catch most of the signs of life, and now they want to send it out towards this C site. There are players ready to play spoiler. Waterfall is not being cleared. Prowler, second level of things. Kang taking a peek, overdrive, it's there, and a Nightfall committed. SEN feeling awkward, shaky territory. Open angles not presented to Kang. He can't be collecting any of these kills, and the C's dodged in the moment. Still another tap, Sassy. He's waiting for round 2. Smoke to try and play themselves in and cut up the side. It's one from TenZ himself, realizing they've lost control of most of this one. 50 seconds left. Stun in for the back. Nobody just can't land it. Shots going wide, up and around. Second high ground angle. And that slight pause that sends it on to place into the round.
One more.
It's enough for EDG to just overextend themselves.
Yes, that's it, guys. That's the one.
Slapped right back.
Phenomenal patience from Sentinels. I don't think they had a way out of that to actually get the plant down if EDG continued to hold in the spots that they were in. But they baited out. As you said, that slight overextension from the retakers.
Oh, second.
And at that point, the players are going to have rifles in hand. There's no big ultimates available for Sentinels to disrupt things and give them easy openings to the site.
Chichu can drop the rifle too.
Right. So heading into round 20, this is where SEN are back to the same question.
Bit of a
Flummoxed them
disconnection
at the
there.
start of this half.
Hold
How
up.
do you break through without having to rely on ult? EDG are going to take a tactical timeout.
One enemy remaining.
Back online.
Just be calling as well for a return to what was working for them.
They could be.
EDG calling timeout.
That timeout, it implies to me like you're going to try to mix something up. And just as we saw on that timeout in the first half of Lotus, where Kaplan hit the panic button and it actually favored Muggle, this could be another situation actually where you're giving time for SEN to come up with their own adjustment.
Yeah.
And try to get ahead of what EDG might be doing.
Exactly right. 0 timeouts left for Sentinels here, so it could be that lifeline that's just given up to them.
This is the way that the ults play on Lotus now. The pressure back onto SEN to prove that they can make things happen. In a kind of dry fight between the two teams. I would be expecting EDG to put heavy
Their setups are crazy, bro.
I think that was working really nicely for them. Nobody, Jishu.
Look at Kang, man.
Area, posted one on root, one on rubble, making sure that Sentinels can't just contact reclear in there.
Just on the minimap as well, looks like early signs that we will be seeing that.
Yeah, but at the same time, not with the fade util by the look of things. Now there is a haunt lineup you can throw from B, but you're not going to get anything else. Yeah, nobody's gearing up for it. Okay, so they're going to throw the haunt lineup there over towards A, make it feel like it's super heavy pressure, and we're back to what looks like kind of similar stuff at the start of this half.
Yeah.
A rerun of round 15.
Back to where we landed. Smoke to cover. But over the top here, nobody's off angle.
A's clear, guys.
Simon takes the peek here, bullet to the brain, but luckily the wall saves his life. Keeps him kicking into the round.
See that Zelsis was anticipating the second player. He thought he was getting pushed in the moment. As soon as he spots Simon, he's worried that the stack is on B, and he would be right to think that. So now SEN are going for a re-clear, and this time, nobody's home. The stuff that was working for EDG, setting up aggressively, denying this space. They've abandoned it.
It's up to Chichu and Simon. Only 2 players sitting here. Reinforcements are called for. Kang as well is going to be able to play this.
Simon's low.
The doors in his face.
Do EDG go for some kind of quick pre-take as SEN get into sight? They got the pace to do it.
Yeah, most of it's going to be fading as well. Chichu does have that open access. Door's going to be broken down. Kang, he's already ripped this one away, but it's traded. In kind. Tenz is there. Satchel play. Beautiful. Tracking. Chichu's there. Aware of the fact that there could be that second player. And drops down. Action. 18 seconds left. TP forwards. That is crazy stuff by Chichu, but honestly, the pressure, it's all on Sassy. Reload committed, side by side. Needs to play this one in for the rest of his team. Accounted for, but time against him. It's only 4 seconds left, and at this point, it's against them. They realize it.
Nah.
EDG backing away. Nobody just has to survive, and it's a round win for EDG up to 11.
Another situation where Zelsis has to watch the round slip through his fingers. The grains of sand fall away from him, and he's just got no hope.
Sentinels.
It's a slight spacing problem here.
Sentinels.
Tenz isn't inside the smoke as Second goes through it. They're worried about somebody having dominated it prior.
Second should have naded in there.
Swing through to trade that kill becomes very difficult.
He could have easily naded in there and then clear it out, but he didn't.
EDG make their way up to 11. This map is so winnable to push us to Sunset.
I would love for the Sunset to be the case. EDG have looked pretty good on the map in the past.
Both teams have. It will be another banger.
It's the door opened up by SEN, looking to clear most of the way. Front section of B.
A is all clear again.
Hoping they can pull players back and over as well.
Oh, no. What's his name's in there?
Players over towards A.
Shisho.
Not being great from SEN.
Shishu.
They've been great when players have contested it, and now EDG
Simon's coming in.
They've got fault line paranoia here. It should be very difficult for Sassy to even fake like they're taking this space.
Usually Sassy's going to be trying to lead this one in with a Prowler in hand. As Util Used by nobody. Gets acknowledgement over towards C. The Haunt wasn't broken. They know there's a player now. Out towards the back of the site. The snake bite flying up and over. Chichu, no choice now but to back away. Simon. He's here to save the day for him, though. Still holding on to control of this one. And seems like the read is right there for EDG.
But SEN also know there's no paranoia, no fault line, none of that business to stop them getting into the C site.
It's down to Smoggy. He's holding it down towards the back. Beaming him down. Still got the ult as well. It's not dead yet. Nobody up and over the top. On the tens. Nana Swarms.
He keeps doing it.
To the back of the side here, but as the smokes disappear,
What the heck, bro? Smoggy
is alive and ready to deny the entirety of the round. And Sassy once more. Drifting away. It's a 12th round now for EDG.
Oh no. I think we're going to map 3.
Match point.
We definitely are going to map 3.
The way in which EDG are holding on to these sites, it is beautiful. There needs to be a bit more coordination though between Zekken and TenZ to get in. But look at these layers of defensive utility being used there. The stun that comes through from Kang is so important. Stop all of those players that would love to trade from following up through the choke point. 3 chances to close things out before overtime. A massive rubble fight.
Yeah, and this could just be an explosive finish to the map here for Sentinels, opting into it. The Haunt is dropped and broken.
One of the first times that SEN have actually fought over this at the start of the round. They push EDG back. They're not willing to go much further.
They're kind of playing it safely.
Pick up that ult orb. Now they're looking for the one over towards C. Smoggy's aim has been remarkably good after a bit of a drought on Haven. But all right, Showstopper acquired.
Tell me about it.
Major tool that powered SEN to most of their wins in this half. It was ults based.
Kang! Almost there, the crosshair placement wasn't, but still he snaps it back. Well aligned, accounting for everybody!
Spike down A.
And SEN just cannot hold against it. Showstopper now used as desperation. Following the traces, Zekken takes the gamble. But all that play, all that work, it's an ult expended to no avail. Zelsis dropped.
They're just crumbling. That's over. That's over.
For EDG. They can feel it. They
over.
Know sunset is ready and waiting. It's primed for them here. Nightfall scatters. TenZ is low. No more sound cues to work off of. Haunt lights him up. The TP to adjust, but again, he's no long for the world. Zekken, last one left. They cannot dodge this util. EDG are ready to swarm, ready to collect. It'll take a miracle to stop it at this point.
It's over.
EDG
Map 3
will not be denied a chance for greatness.
Nervous, timorous opening for EDG on Haven, but they dismissed that and found the fire in their bellies. They're willing to go forwards to sunset.
No.
Good map for both of the teams as well. I mean, if these two maps have been anything to really judge these teams off of as well, back and forth, it's anyone's game. It's still here for a minimum top 3 spot. It's all on the line here, Champs 2024.
Okay. Lotus. Sentinels have a few mistakes that they're doing. You know? Like, A-Mount. They're making it really obvious for them, you know? Wish just make it harder for themselves. Captain make the wrong call there. Yeah, Captain make a really wrong call there. Whew. Yeah, no. Sentinels just need to go in, take some gunfight. They like to stack each other up. You know, if they overwhelm them, they could have won it, in my opinion. But they didn't overwhelm them. For example, Smokey was in C side. Smokey could easily get killed while he was by himself over there, right? But Sentinel sees Smokey, and they assume that there's like a whole bunch more there, and then they moved away. But in reality, it was just Smokey there, who's holding the site. But Sentinel just not really taking that gunfight, which leads them to lose rounds. In my opinion, I reckon they should be taking more gunfights. Stop wasting util. Like, they keep spamming util even in defending. They're spamming util because they're losing aim out, where they could stack some people there and use people to basically shoot, like use gunfight to win that round, but they didn't. Yeah, there's a lot of different things that they could have done better, I reckon. Map 3 it is. Sunset. Let's make it a quick game, SEN.
EDG brings it right back, and we're going to map 3, folks. Exactly what we felt like could very well happen, given the level of play that we've been seeing from both of these teams. But my goodness, was EDG absolutely lights
Both of them lose their map pick.
Lotus. Excellent stuff.
You look at that first half, and it looked like Sentinels had it in the bag. An excellent defense,
They started
put them
5-1.
at advantage. But then EDG in the second looked out of this world. The side anchors in particular, Smoggy holding things down on C, round after round, showing some real resiliency to stay in this upper bracket.
And we were talking about it, right?
Yeah.
That not having maybe that extra bit of utility, having to play more for the kills and actually for looking those duels instead of just stopping them. Actually, them gaining a lot of momentum and capitalizing on the mistakes that SEN were committed. And also when we go into that second half, Sentinels running out of time in so many of this situation.
Yeah, I mean, there are a lot of these big plays that we were seeing, and honestly, you get yourself, into that next half by going tied 6-6. Okay, you're looking pretty solid, but what really impressed me,
They could have done better.
side, absolute shutdown. They could not get presence in rubble whatsoever. They were just getting dominated every single time. Like pretty much any extremity on the map, Mimi, they were being met with the full force of EDG.
Yeah, SEN kept trying to go for these early defaults towards C Mountain, and they were getting that space pretty often. But this A control was such a tough nut to crack. The only time they were really getting that space was these late round re-pushes, and then when they were going for the executes at the end of the round, EDG did such a great job of conserving the right pieces of utility, and also having the right reads to set up and shut down in those critical site execs, where one kill, one death will make the difference between staying in this upper bracket or going down below and having to run the gauntlet.
Yeah, we're talking about top 3s. Actually, we're talking about a top 3 potentially for EDG. If they're able to carry on that momentum, Simon was having such a game. Him finding a couple of kills at the beginning of so many rounds just so easily and throwing things off. It's very surprising to see that, especially after having that first loss in the map that they chose, they can do this. And now thinking about the next one, thinking about Sunset, I'm still looking forward to it, the second part of that head-to-head on the Neon.
And honestly,
She jinxed it. She jinxed it. She said she wants to see map 3. She jinxed it. I don't like her.
It felt like everyone got what they wanted. Look, EDG are no slouches on Lotus, same thing for Sentinels. There were no slouches on Haven, same thing for Sentinels. I mean, like Mimi, this game has been everything. What's fascinating about Kong in this particular situation, he was more of a setup and get the job done kind of guy, because he was actually at the bottom of the leaderboard for his team coming out of Lotus, but he was such an impact player.
He had a lot of impact rounds, but I think him not having an outstanding map as an individual is the reason why this win is all the more impressive. If you think back to EDG's previous top finishes, when they had their breakout tournament at Masters Tokyo, that was defined by EDG. The casters were talking about it. Kong having one of the best individual opping performances we have ever seen, maybe ever, at a global event, especially since the Chamber meta. It was the best we've had. This has not been about him.
It's
this
an
run
evolution.
at Champions has been about the team, has been about the new rookie player on the initiator role. and they have looked good. If they are to win this final map and make their first ever top 3, I think this is the proof that China's not just a region about
Thanks,
individuals.
Milliard, for the follow.
Have the talent, the skill, and
Thank you.
the strategy to beat the best in the world.
Yeah, and think about also what they did in Lotus, like Smoggy playing on C. Most of the things that we were seeing has been things that we have seen from EDG in the past. It's not like they reinvented themselves. I think that they were just going on with the idea of keep everything in the strats that we have, and that is exactly what they need for Sunset. I think that they need to polish a lot of things. Yes, Kang being set up.
Okay, we're at 1-1.
What happens if he has the same performance that he's been having here on Lotus? Are they going to be able to step up to keep having that individual performance and just swapping up the plans so it's not that Kang dependent?
And it would be an amazing moment for EDG. But to flip the script for Sentinels, everyone was talking about how bad.
Okay, we're on Sunset now, guys. We're on Sunset. Sentinels looking really good on Sunset. So I'm pretty sure they could end it here. They could really end it here.
To lift another trophy, to go down to the lower bracket here, have to run that gauntlet again. That would make the chances of repeating a trophy for TenZ to pick up his third so much more difficult.
It would be an absolute story, but either way you shake it, you got an EDG that once would come into these global events as wide-eyed, plucky, ambitious youths that wanted to, push the boundaries, see how far they could go. Now this is a squad that can comfortably contend for championships. I personally feel that way. And then for Sentinels on the other side, they've been there, they've done that. They won Madrid. They see themselves, potentially, lifting a trophy one more time. But problem is that you're going into a Sunset that is genuinely good for both teams.
Yeah.
Both teams this is like I said it at the beginning. You go right in the middle of the ring, you throw a couple left hooks, a couple right hooks.
Blufffish is still there.
That's what you want to see here at Kukuka. You do not want to see.
Of course you make that reference.
You got it. Sometimes, maybe I'll do a little wrestling.
SEN knows.
You know what I'm saying?
TenZ nose is looking quite shiny there.
But here we go. Now we're going to see things locked in, and we're
right back Sunset. We're right in Sunset.
I'm thinking about Sentinels. I'm thinking about Zek, and I know that we talked about it. The impact that he was having with the operator made DRX sweat, and they need to make EDG sweat if they want to take this and continue on that upper bracket.
Similar comps. Biggest difference here is the KO versus the Breach. Sen is going to have a lot of set stuff. Zekin following up of Zelsis' stuns. EDG, however, is going to have a lot of
Neon versus Neon.
Cross-map knives. The flash combos with
Neon
that
is
Sova as
back.
well can be really potent. They're both good comps. Both these teams are comfortable on this map, but there's only one shot in that upper final.
That's right.
What's he looking at?
This is it. Who pushes forward to the Inspire Arena? Let's go ahead and find out. Send it back over to your casters one last time. It's
the urge for him to blow a bubble there.
It's the Inspire Arena. Shift the move as well as they fight for that trophy, but only one of these teams is going to be able to earn that chance to even get to that point. Of course, there will be backup plans, I guess.
Zelsis.
Run it through the lower bracket, I suppose. Listen, Sentinels have been there before, but it's not a position you want to put yourself in.
It makes a massive difference. Whoever wins this match, not only are you playing for all of that glory, you have 5 days off to prep and to ante, to get that break that I'm sure both of these squads desperately need. Here on Sunset, we've seen some excellent performances from both of these squads.
Okay. Pushing out.
Slow and steady to begin. Chichu going to be hearing most of his presence, but he hears no footsteps off the back of it. He might just think it's...
Shishu.
Yeah, false presence at that. Still, it's going to be util being used to try and bail him out. It's Kang sends it flying with the rally bolt here. Stuns flying. Okay, with the right clicks as well. No kills to be earned. And quick pivot over towards Market.
They were not expecting to see Zelsis here.
Okay, they're going backside.
Up through the gut. EDG paving the way over towards the A side. John QT is going to be a lot asked of him. Smoggy is way ahead of the rest of most of his team. In fact, through the cage, almost claiming a second. But eventually put him down and out. Sitting back to the spectator seat. It's an open A site now for the plant. Simon commits to this one, but 4 players alive as SEN, and they are grouped up with that pack mentality. Emphasis being placed now on Chichu. Second is low enough. He takes our first point, and precision!
What the heck?
It's just unreal. Zelsis.
No.
All together. Drop down to 48 health. A dart, a flash, all expended into his face, but the job is done. Chiju's done enough. Time taken away. The nade at the feet, isolating the fights away. It's getting tested. It's getting stretched. Takes
not quite.
To rip away another pistol round.
It looked so dangerous for EDG when Kankang made the hero play, trying to cut off the rest of the people in Boba, and Smoggy gets isolated. Both trying to be the heroes their team needed, and it was Jishu that stepped up for 3. He's so solid in these positions. And it has been that supporting class, I think, today, Jishu. Simon, who've been coming up big in moments to put huge rounds on the board. And that's a major one.
4 stack, eh?
EDG's attack side actually looked a little bit limper than I was expecting it to against Trace. They almost allowed Trace to make a bit of a comeback.
We're gonna go A.
And SEN were kind of slow to adapt on their defense side as well. When we flip halves, you're getting the best of both teams. But for this one, the door's open for somebody to make an improvement over what we saw previously and run away with things.
Take the initiative, take the lead so far, TVG. Not feeling pushed back, honestly, from all the signs of life. I mean, the knife earlier on did tag onto a bunch of the SEN players. They know that they're stacking still. EDG not willing to be removed from this, but they still have about 50 seconds to work with. So, okay, fault line, refight, out and through with the horns into the back, but they don't really have the guns for the job. Chichu can just sidestep most of this. SEN are going to try and dish it out still with these pistols.
Nice, 10.
Alive, Sassy follows up, blind. It's a bit delayed and late here from Smoggy. They still want to get active, though.
They know that everybody's here. They should be leaving. They should have left ages ago. And now when they finally make the maneuver, Tens is already reading it. He's already in front of them. That could have been a freebie.
Could have been 11 half. He's waiting precisely to strike where it hurts most. Smoggy dropped down and forced to watch in horror as his team and the rest of the round getting let loose and slipping from their grasp. The plan, I mean, it has to be a safe one from Simon. Tucks it into the back. Sassy trying to get ahead of it.
Oh, you guys are...
The delay. Knew the time pressure was of most of importance, but Celsius...
You guys need to rotate faster. 10 slow them down.
His nerves can be settled for EDG.
He's had so many chances today, Celsius.
And EDG do not let the round get away from them.
That one was so dangerous. I don't understand the EDG game plan there over in B main. You mentioned it right from the beginning. They knew that there was a stack.
Yeah.
They just wanted to punish it, get the 3 kills on this side of the map, I guess. Maybe worried because they weren't running that 4-1 default that they usually like to go for, but they didn't have info elsewhere. And I mean, this one
Tens did well.
More dangerous than it even was.
Yeah.
They've done damage here, Sentinels, to the EDG economy. So there's a bit of an advantage early on, but you still need to convert rounds.
No.
EDG going to be looking, see if they can convert round 3. Of course, the weaponry not going to be ideal because of how many players they did end up losing. Shock darts don't actually break any of this util.
One of the problems that I was having with the way that SEN were playing on this map, they were playing very passive holds on the B site.
Oh!
John.
That's nasty.
Barely peeking out from the pillar, nobody will punish. Born in through the back.
Nice.
That is a response by
Let's go second.
He's put some more damage and hurt into these EDG players still out through mid. G2 attempting to pluck some of these players out of the picture. Tens still holding. And the rifle aim is dead. Not enough to escape though. Ghost. The supplement of the fire.
The trade after trade over here.
That one out. Nade. It's out, but it does miss. Off to the side. Sassy sticking. Anything else to push this one back needs to be defended. Second. You can't really let this one loose. Still, it's half already onto the board. And the mid flanks and the fight from main. Damage is done. Value gain, potentially a round win at that fight. 4-star.
Oh.
But he is traded in the end. Nobody.
Oh, man.
Bulldog primed onto it.
Yeah, with the light weaponry. Bulldogs, Guardians, EDG win a bonus. This is a massive beginning to the map.
Not good.
EDG knocking the economy
It's not a good start.
The opener, huge. John wasn't really contesting like that in the previous match when we saw them play from Sunset. But Tens also getting caught in mid is so rough For a player that's been spectacular, he just only expected the single mid lurk, which is pretty reasonable, but getting caught in that spot allowed Smoggy to sneak in.
It is a dream opening for EDG.
Come on, guys. You need to shut them down. You need to shut them right down.
And they turned it around massively from the kind of opening they had on Haven, where they lost 7 rounds in a row after Pistol.
Resilience is showcased. EDG willing to take
nice
back here, but Kang might be regretting that one.
Nice.
Here, overdrive is available. Flash through into the back. Now Simon looking to hold his own ground against this. Smoke dominated. Nobody's still trying to command that position, but he falls. Simon will have to retreat now. His back's against the wall. Smoggy defending at least a portion of it. Aftershock into the corner. Tenuous here for EDG, but they still have those rifles. It's going to be a big advantage working.
Nice. One more, guys. One more.
QT fires straight back.
Nice.
And the bait and switch leaping.
Sentinels on the board.
Taking no prisoners. Sentinels really had no right winning that.
A complete MasterCard Thrifty coming out from Sen.
Thrifty.
Ten's on the high ground with a Sheriff. Pops off a beautiful opener to deny Kang. And from there, that first pick, creating opportunities for Zekken to go forwards, allow others to pick up rifles.
Way to play.
The Neon once more forging a path forwards.
Can I go Sonnenberg?
And just like that, Sen back in a little bit of control here. It's only nobody that can afford to be able to get a rifle online. The ults are good from EDG, and I'm sure they'd invest if they got the opportunity. This is more what Sen were doing on their defense side, though. Last we saw them, 4-player stacks on the A side, leave one person B. It was very easy for their opponents to just waltz into the B site and take that room.
Yeah, market splits were deadly when DRX were playing against them.
Absolutely.
Up through mid 2. You might see some adjustments. I mean, we already kind of are seeing evidence of it, I suppose.
We are, yeah.
Trip up top section of mid, so nobody really has to watch it. They've got a cam laid in market to take the contact of this one. They spot him, nobody. Past it.
The cam's always going to get cleared there because people are always watching for 10s on top of the box.
It's a spot that he loves.
And this time, it's the same kind of hole in Sen's defense. And so that means that they're forced to play a lot of B retakes.
There's danger here.
There is, even with full rifles for Sentinels, there is danger because these B-lane post plants are so overpowered on
Kill trips. I mean, nobody's got an ult. He's already getting into position. Be able to play this one. And Sen don't have a lot of time to work with. Kill trips. Chewing up these players, rooted into spot from Sentinels. They've got to find a way to navigate it. Sassy, diffusing, sticking, reveal up, Hunter's Fury, Sassy! My God! It's down to the wire, down to the brink, half earned! But Zelsis is the last chance.
No!
The Gang will not let it slip.
Oh!
EDG answer back instantly with another Thrifty of their own. Barely any weaponry brought into that round. And that's exposed a gaping hole in what Sentinels are doing on this map on their defense side. I said both of these teams have put up really strong performances on Sunset before. That's once the halves flip. And we see EDG defending, Sen attacking. This is not good enough from Sen if they want to be able to get that 5-day break and head up into the upper bracket.
Bar for bar with a worse and weaker weaponry. Each turning themselves around here. Now Sen are in that tough position. They've still managed to
3-2 position, yeah, that's a lot better.
Down 3 rounds, EDG.
Stay on
Sight
site.
set on the finish line in this series. Breaking past their prior performances and ceilings.
Coming through market.
EDG are the kind of team on their attack side that will pressure the very top of mid, look to try to lurk Kang in or see if they can pull off Shishu, finding some space, contesting where Zelsis is currently stood. So you can understand why
Sentinels need to up their game here.
Positions towards top mid here. Is anyone going to be able to control the backside of B?
Not playing the Cypher offside, John QT. They get caught. No command emanating out. That means the trips go online too. They were hoping to play some kill trip setups as well.
And they drop off. Tens was thinking about trying to get into backside there, and the rest of his team wasn't willing. Once more, Sen are going to be tested. This time, trying to hold on for these retakes as well.
Nice.
Nobody That first
Good
point
trade.
of contact moves the one, the trade online out of Nightfall. Scatters his way through, in through the main angle. Noise, cut away. Zekin with the defuse, but he's pushed back from some form of the util. Overdrive popped off. Kang! Goodness me! Tears them to pieces. TP up and over. Tenstat is precise, and he's got to be keen, surgical, whipping his way through and behind. He's going to try and defend this one. JohnQT brought down, but a half earned. There's a chance and a potential. G2 flips the sight. And all expectations once more. SEN.
They're playing terrible now.
Retake attempts, and EDG are so willing to run rings around them.
Timeout. Kaplan,
Not
timeout.
just too slow, but far too passive. Again, the same problem that we witnessed last time when SEN played against DRX. They're just giving the site for free. It's free plants over here on B. We said
Literally.
this half was going to be an opportunity for either team to grasp hold early and come out with either prep or individual form to be able to run away with this first half. And the story's going to flip once we go into round 13. But for now, EDG are building up a phenomenal advantage.
Nice, Kaplan.
A 5-1 lead. At no point really in this match have we seen EDG in complete control. Even on Lotus, there were moments of it, but SEN always found ways of striking back. This feels very different.
It's dominance calls into question as well. You know, how much can you correct from one match to the other? SEN, it's been astounding, I think, the work that they've
Come
put
on,
in
Sentinels.
to their map pool and their own, I suppose, form coming into the event, because, like we said at the beginning of this series,
Tins, we need you back,
event,
mate.
I mean, it was looking poor from them. They just
We
weren't
need the
looking like
prime
trophy
Tins.
form. This, though, from EDG, they spotted a weakness.
Really need prime
And they have
Tins.
called into question whether or not SEN can shore up the gaps that were on display, that were pried open by DRX.
But I also think if you're going to make that argument that SEN, their form didn't look great and it's good what they've done to shore up the map pool, Sunset was actually always towards the top of that map pool. And it has been all year. So the fact that this is now the map causing them problems, going to be disappointing.
Let's go, Sentinels. Come on, guys.
Chishu off guard there early on. He does sometimes default in that bottom spot. But EDG are fast with the help and quick with the escape.
And all it takes is a slow default.
Take flight.
Make sure nobody oversteps themselves. Drawn by nobody.
And a reclear through B main here as well. Looking to try to put pressure once again onto Chishu.
Spotted in the one, shock dance flying forwards. Again, the setup is not over towards that direction, but a fight one.
Oh, saucy.
Open access now towards the A site.
A sharp from Smoggy.
Always the first
They
one.
have the gun for the job. It's just damage. Chews up Kang. Not enough to deliver the kill. JohnQT is going to be kicking himself.
There are isolated players around here. Nobody's isolated. Chishu is as well, but they're getting good lurk timing.
Yeah, great lurk timings at that. The trade maybe a little bit more impressive there from Zelsis. The fact that he does that with the classic in hand, but he won't be able to get much more. Done from the edge. I mean, second. He glides, hoping to use the precision. Maybe land
Nah,
the kill
they're
there,
losing
but it's
this
all
one.
being covered.
There's no way they're losing this.
Picks up 10s in mid and picks up the 6th on the board for EDG. But the tactical timeout that SEN took, the panic button that Kaplan hit, was for this round coming up, round 8. It wasn't for the Thrifty particularly. So what is the change up here? How are they going to adjust their defensive setups? Personally, I'd like to see 10s posted on the A line. You have an Omen with outrageous gun skill, and you're not playing him on an aggressive line towards A regularly.
Yeah, literally.
If at all. He tends to be over towards market, and you leave that job to like Sassy with the Prowlers. It's quite backwards compared to how most teams are doing it. They're going to get Zekin posted there as well, and he's mighty fierce.
And this is the typical setup. Sentinels going for it. They have nothing to watch market. Or
Oh,
this was
come
getting exploited
on,
towards the end
guys.
of the map by DRX when Sentinels were going up against them.
And I said that EDG love doing this kind of thing, probing, seeing if they can get Kang or Chishu into this kind of spot. Does SEN deal with it?
Zelsis is
Nice,
in
nice
position.
Zekin.
Gonna be a fault line off the back of that with Zekin, I should say, collecting that first kill. No noise made.
I mean, they can hear the neon through spawn.
From EDG's part of things, Kang punishes it. All the footsteps pointing towards it. Rolling Thunder is to try and shore up, stem the bleeding.
Yeah,
Stop it in his tracks.
You can't follow up on that. That's just to stop EDG from running away with the round. That's purely for map control, the breach ult.
It just feels frantic from Sentinels at this point.
But at least TenZ is in an anchor position. They're actually looking to hold back B site this time.
Paranoia swoops its way forwards here. There's 38 seconds to play with. Only mid-control for EDG.
Doing A.
Nobody's calling a pivot back to the A side, putting stress on Sassy. He's still got Horn, Seas, ways of slowing this down.
Sassy will be in hot water. Now to him, the util, the gun into his hand, whether or not he can push this back. Dodging, sidestepping. Most of the util gives up access to the site, but as long as he hold on to elbow control, and he can't even do that. Chichu comes around the corner like an absolute Ferrari. Celsius will punch it right back. Kang flatlined and dropped. 3 versus 3 is where we stand. The pressure now on to SEN for this retake, all grouped up. Cam broken. Nobody noted. Smoke in their faces, spamming, spraying away, trying to pave the way to success for Sentinels. They need RNG on their side. Only the one, and they're just getting collected.
Come on, man. Sentinels, you guys are crumbling.
7-1 devastation for Sentinels.
There's no way.
EDG were forced to actually mid-round in this round. They were forced to make the correct decision and pivot. They weren't just given a free B plant. And this showcases that they're capable of still winning, even if SEN make the right adjustments. Even if SEN shore up that B defense and don't just play retake the whole time. Nobody's calling. And it's frightening, he's 11 and 4.
They're not really taking gunfight properly, like Saucy. Just leaving Saucy all by himself.
Another rifle round before their economy is smashed against the
Another timeout. They're using all their timeout.
But it almost seems too far gone at this point. It would have to be an outrageous comeback. Almost all 4 rounds, really.
It's evident, I think, from the second timeout being used by SEN.
Yeah,
that's gone.
Very similar to what they did on Lotus. They burned through both of their timeouts in the first half very early on. And they weren't able to close things out towards the end, even after they rallied a little.
To speak on EDG, this is a team that feeling downtrodden, I think, off the back of the international events of this year. They saw other teams in their own region even overtaking them, going to greater heights than them at these tournaments. But this is validation and vindication almost as well for this squad, as we've already been mentioning. EDG have only ever known these 5-6 finishes as the peak of international play. A win here not just sails them forwards deeper in through that upper bracket, but it grants them one of the highest finishes at minimum that they've ever had at a global international tournament.
Okay.
The more they win like this, the more you believe that they could go further.
What are they playing here?
How far can they go?
I can't
Sky might
see
be
them
the limit
winning.
for this squad. For now, all the question leveled at Sentinels of whether or not they can stop this EDG squad, who are just empowered, fired up, resilience on full display.
They're cooked, man. They're done.
The change up here in the defensive setup is
They're
not
burnt,
large,
mate.
but they've
They're
turned
burnt.
TenZ and John QT into market, anticipating a B split. And it does look like that's what EDG are cooking up.
I'm spotting it. Fault line slowing them down here. It's a refight called
Oh.
Sentinels. They want to
Nice.
get straight into the fight. Clash called for, and 1 out. Kang might have something to say about it. Brings it to the 2 versus 3. Spike still drop down to the bottom section. The squeeze of SEN, they have full control over towards mid. Will take heroic.
Nice.
The damage
One more. One more.
Kang cannot stand against most of it. Nobody. Trying to play bait and switch as well, taking that fight. Backstep in, hoping he can isolate at least one of them, but the crossfire setup should be intact. Foolproof from Sentinels at this point as well. Baits that peak. Seeing if he can spot these players.
Nice.
Finally, Zekken will take the fight anyway.
Took them long enough.
And so SEN finds some success
Holy
coming
damn.
out of that tag timeout. The adjustment didn't look enormous, so EDG went into it thinking same old, same old. But a great call there from Zekken and Zelsis. Instead of holding it top mid passively, they throw some utility in and crunch mid, finding tons of EDG players that turned into corpses there.
We're back, we are back.
We are back.
Let's get 5.
If they were able to get 5, they certainly would be back.
Morale though, high spirits from the Sentinels players. Handshake with a util. Either side really taking too much space.
And the same defensive setup again. John, TenZ in market.
Nobody ever reclear, Zekken.
That is difficult to do. The box is super spammable. Hard to get out in that kind of area, but Second barely takes a tickle.
Well, now util being used, including the flash as well. It's a pretty big indicator to EDG. Most of the players stacked over from SEN over towards A main. And surely they don't overstep themselves. They're going for another fight as well. Contact plays on contact plays.
A massive fight in A. EDG are trying to make it feel like they're in mid and bait out this re-clear from SEN.
And they're just holding for the peak. What util did they even have as well? Contact cord as well. Full line is late. Celsius.
They're just falling.
It's EDG with the initiative in that.
It's unsavable now.
And with it,
at least they get prime tins, and tins get an ace.
Sentinels have no real chance.
Which I don't see happening because tins haven't been.
If Tens and John were any closer to the action, they might give it a try. But EDG have outplayed them again. The story of this half early on was SEN giving away too many opportunities, but now that they're playing a little bit of a better game, EDG are just pulling it back out of their grasp. The call in there from nobody is so strong. Faking like they're doing the same stuff. Throwing that same market util. And John, he is not holding on to this weapon. He's got players behind and in front. They're going to drain every last drop out of the SEN economy. Austerity is here, and it's coming for SEN.
Don't want to hear that.
Oh, they're done for. They're done for.
It is. It's truly great.
It's unsavable.
Best out of Sentinels, right? But at the same time, they are trying to adapt. They are trying to throw in different things. And EDG, it only takes them one moment, and they've figured out a counter to it.
Yeah.
They're playing SEN like a fiddle.
And at this point, it's like an avalanche crashing down onto the Sentinel squad. They have to go for, again, proactivity. But Paranoia just plays straight through main, and it immediately diffuses all that tension, the play that Sentinels were going for to see if they can collect a kill.
The defensive util has been remarkably good from EDG today. Always there with Kangkang's stun.
Guys.
Stop aggression like that. Paranoia too. They're the team that doesn't have
Hey.
bridge, so they don't have the fault line or the
Guys.
You might think they'd be weak to plays like that, but look, they found the gap.
Start
again.
rotating,
They
guys.
hear that the Neon's in through mid being played into that.
See what I mean? They keep staying on site. They're not
rotating.
rotating.
Sentinels like to do. They know that they're going to be playing off-site, trying to go for the retakes. So EDG can take their time with it. Contact most of the way. The trips will not be oh, as I say that, I wasn't expecting them to get Valley. They spotted them out onto the corner. Still John takes down Smoggy. Drops him to the floor.
Spike planted.
So overall coming through onto these guys. Look at those pings. Look at the angle that nobody's going to have.
And they're ready to fight this one right as the retake is occurring. Tags up into a few of these players. Hunter's Fury has to be dodged and juked and avoided. Let's skip rope over it.
Seconds out.
Still here. Chichu takes up the space, stands tall, stands strong, and will not be denied anything at all. It's a monstrous performance from many individuals on EDG, but full credit to the entirety of this squad.
Every part of their game is on today. The players are stepping up.
They're done.
This map, Chishu's come out of nowhere to just
They're done for. It's over, guys. It's over. Sentinel lost. It's over.
Calling from nobody. It looked like a very rough beginning.
8-2. You can't recover from that,
I've
man.
only been paying attention to the first map. Certainly the first half of the first map, you'd be thinking, uh-oh, EDG.
Yeah.
They've beaten some weaker opponents, some struggling opponents, but SEN are here to shut them down. Well, that story has changed massively over the course of this match. They're dominating Sunset.
Just one more round left in the half. That's all SEN have to work with, and it's the difference between 9-3 or 10-2. Either way you slice it is bad.
Zelsis has his ult online. It looks like they want to play a more aggressive
9-3 will be possible.
Trying to send it.
But 10-2, they're done for.
There will be no follow-up, but Chichu, my God!
What?
He won't be denied. Playing in through Kang.
10-2. That's 10-2.
But punishment in sight. Assassi will drop him eventually. Down to his knees. But it's still EDG in control. Backside players. B main still theirs.
10-2.
We've seen SEN perform miracles, but this just a little too unlikely. When EDG are setting up pop players like this, contesting, Squeezing Sen for absolutely every inch of space. There is no here. The map is in their hands.
No!
Arms of these EDG players. They can feel it.
It's over.
Anticipation that must be going through them.
3 more rounds for EDG and then they're going through.
Realizing they are
Sentinels are not coming back from this, no matter what. No matter how you look at this, Sentinels are not coming back from this one.
Their limits. It's all going to be decided on the next half of this.
Unless Kaplan give them a full-on speech or something that will get them to get at least the next 8-9 rounds in a row. But I'm not seeing that happening anytime soon, since a lot of Kaplan core have been really misguiding them. John QT need to step up as well. His core are normally spot on, normally superb, but his core this time is like, it's off. His core is off. Second is not performing as well as he did in Heaven. If SEN can do a massive comeback on this, then we're gonna be seeing something
On the brink
phenomenon
of
here.
Something quite special, I think, for EDG. It's a team that they turned up to international events, falling under the ire as well of some of the fans. The home crowd, though, this time is fully cheering them on. They're empowering them. I can feel it. There's a certain energy in the air right now that EDG are about to cross this boundary, this line that they've been pushed back, prevented from over and over again at prior events. This time, though, maybe Champs 2024 is the time to strike for China.
And it didn't look like this was even going to be EDG's year.
No.
Their performances at Madrid and at Shanghai in front of their own
It was
home
dismal,
crowd.
man. It was dismal.
It was really poor. And yeah, they've made this adjustment, changed the coaching staff, brought in new blood to the team, changed their IGL structure as well. And nobody deserves tons of credit because he's calling on the attack side here on Sunset.
Alright, attack side.
For a newcomer who had only done some like mid-rounding and secondary calling in the past.
What are they playing here?
Sentinels have a mountain to climb.
Mountain.
We've heard the phrase. One
That's an
round at a time. Gonna
understatement.
have to be the case here for Sentinels. Being pushed back immediately. Signs of resistance. EDG are holding this one. Plenty of players now to try and take this contact and take these fights. Names stricken off the record with nobody leading it for his team. And they want even more. Not content with just laying claim to just a few tens. Drop down.
They didn't even last.
For EDG.
They didn't even last 10 seconds.
What a fragger!
It's
Nobody's
over.
There. Sova, 16 kills, up at the top of the scoreboard with Jiju.
It's over.
Calling a beautiful game and playing 1-2. They've just driven the final nail in the coffin, surely, for Sen's chances. If there was any hope of a 10-2 comeback, it had to come off the back of the pistol round.
It's over.
There's going to be a force coming out here for the attacking team. But they didn't even really get that many kills. The plant money, like, this is odds and ends. A final desperate jump forwards from Sen. And EDG are going to be happy to collect.
Sentinels banking everything on this round, of course. If no other option. No room to breathe. Fault line's good though. Chichu with the cage to cover. His own cross here. Let's give up access over towards B. So full side control plan going down and through the back of the sides. Oh my! Chichu, the util, just augments the hold and puts the squeeze on the Sentinels team. But listen, they've been battered and bruised before, but not quite like this. They have to barrel their own way past it, but with subpar weaponry and one left alive second. Miracle to ask for. Picks up the weapon, but not long again for the world and the round.
It's over. It's over.
Gained and granted EDG. The precipice.
When they woke up today,
12-2, that's
players would have
pathetic.
dared to dream that they'd be in a spot winning this match, heading themselves to a minimum top 3 at Champions. I don't think any of them would have even imagined a stomp like this to finish.
Wow.
Up 12-2. They can take an eco here. They have no reason to buy up in this round. Wait for a better opportunity. Try to do a bit of chip damage to Sen's economy.
Yeah.
You could even bank up a bunch of ults and just try to finish things out in one
No stress.
glorious moment.
No stress at all. Outlaw in the hands of Kang. Slowed all the way down, and Zeken's desperate for the kill. Does hunt it down, but EDG are going to be hot on the heels of all these players. The 4-player flank.
4-player flank, holy damn.
Pounce on any of these.
Nice, Celsius.
One before he's dropped, but info given up over to them. Tens now with that task. Challenge ahead of him. Players ready to fall here.
Nice. One more. Nice.
Just puts that scare one final moment there into Sentinels.
How much determination still exists within these SEN players. They look focused, they look locked in. Surely it's not manageable. 9 rounds, 9 opportunities for EDG to get a big moment from Chishu, nobody. A Kangkang round coming out of nowhere.
Yeah.
Ults online, Smokey's one away already from the Hunter's Fury. Only in round 16.
There's a reason why we
I don't see it happening.
This particular spot. An impossibility. Listen, I'm no stranger to that word. We use it often.
I know they're good, but like I don't see it. It's unsavable.
With rifles in hand, well trained now onto all these spots. The Prowler. It's an in and an opportunity, but immediately defensive util. We were pointing it out. The paranoia is perfect to push back. There's pressure applied onto these EG anchoring players and still trying to take the fight up through the gut. Different directions here, still beaming them down. Simon dropped to his knees, maybe handed them over that weaponry in all 10s. Collecting the kills off through the flank, overdrive. Finds his mark. The tracking is immense.
Nice.
So Sentinels will be able to stay alive a little bit longer.
And the pathing is great. Sen's attack side is fantastic.
That's
on
it.
Sunset. There's no denying.
They should have been playing like this from the start.
Pretending that Sentinels are weak here.
See, they should have been playing like this from the start, but they're not. They didn't play like this from the start. That's why they're losing.
On defense, that's why the comeback looks impossible. Not because Sen are bad. You can see the way that they deathball together, trade out second perfectly, and have that little fake.
Nice.
Into the Boba pressure, into the mid push. They've got good ideas here, but it only takes one.
No more mistakes.
How many times
just one mistake, then they're done for.
Come back, dealt with.
See, they're taking it slow again.
Weaker weaponry.
They're passive again.
No pressures on Sen, man, and it is. Yeah, there's no room to breathe. There's no buffer in place for Sen.
You just let off the gas pedal for a moment, thinking you've got the eco advantage, not wanting to show a specific strat, save it for a better rifle round, save it all, and suddenly it can come crashing down. But Sen have found their way into the A site fairly early on here.
The sound cues are going to be found! My God! Kang! He's doing them dirty now. Can't quite gain the rifle, but picking apart the Sen players. The offense, the attack, the aggression is met. Tens has to answer, and will do just that!
Let's go Tens.
What a 3K! Stuffed into a corner. He's all down to nobody. Look prime and ready in a 5v3 for EDG to close out. But it seems unlikely that it will be this round that takes EDG forwards.
Like, nice. Nice.
He's just saved his team.
Yeah.
7 more rounds. 7 more rounds, guys. 7 more rounds.
We'll need so many of those moments. And in more difficult spots than that.
That's when EDG don't have the money to put together a buy, but you can feel it how free-flowing EDG are. Eviscerating most of the players as they were trying to exit onto the site here. 1 round at a time is what Sen are going to be repeating to themselves.
And they did force out that Hunter's Fury from nobody, so they're making things marginally easier. This one is massive.
See what they're gonna do.
Tear down almost immediately. Back into a slow, cautious play by Sentinels across the map.
The one-way posted over towards A. Paranoia.
Playing passive again.
Baiting off Kangkang's contact. These are the kind of things that SEN didn't really have going to help that A defense.
You gonna use it, or are you just gonna hold it?
By Sassy.
Bring them down.
Over the Prowler. Util used too, but it's Paranoia immediately going forward. G2. This is his area. This is his domain. But he is cleaned up nevertheless. Chopped up into pieces and spitting them all the way out. Nobody seeking to plug those gaps.
Reload. Second reload.
Players still left to stand here by SEN, but chances for EDG still. Flash is good. Crossing back in through main.
Post plant.
EDG not able to catch any of them. This is the crosshair placement, but they are rapidly now getting themselves into position. Onto the site. Stun is excellent. Flash
nice.
Peak immediately there. To be traded out and over, spraying them down with the rifles. Heroics and a bit of luck at play. EDG are hoping for it. Through the box now. Simon.
Nice.
And Smokey. They can't get it done.
Six more.
So
Six more.
It's Sentinels that breathe.
One at a time. One at a time. Just take it one at a time. One step at a time.
4 rounds in a row here collected. If they get another rifle round, you're starting to believe. But there's still tons of danger.
One at a time, guys.
6 perfect rounds on their attack. And that's even just to force overtime.
Yeah.
They're not out. They're not out of the woods at that point.
They got to keep it going.
EDG, though, are forced to take their tactical timeout, so they're going to look to adjust something here. Even with Zekken team stunning himself in that market split, they still managed to get the trade out onto Chishu. I think Chishu's going to want to be able to hold on to that area, but he's finding himself getting overwhelmed. EDG are playing a very standard defense to the map, very similar to other great teams here. Teams like Leviathan, for example. Heretics, you know, these kind of teams that have a great understanding of how you want to be pushing and pulling on the defense side, but SEN are still breaking through. It's not that EDG are giving them areas for free. SEN are playing with fire.
Yeah, persistent team too. I mean, they've been in spots like this. Maybe not exactly like this where they're forced to come back, but...
I mean, the beginning of this year in the offseason, they actually pulled off a 10-2 comeback on their attack side on Sunset. That was like the first glimmer at the very beginning of the year that SEN were taking the offseason seriously and looking like they could win games in difficult spots.
Yeah.
That ended up culminating months later in a trophy at Madrid. They can do these kind of things, but it's not consistent, and really it shouldn't be possible.
On a stage like this as well, when there's never been more pressure. And this is a trap play if I've ever seen one. Paranoia sweeps, stun alongside it, rattling with the Sheriff in hand. Chewing up the Sentinels players. Not many options are available to you in Celsius.
Yep, it's over. It's over.
Spike dropped down into the laps of EDG.
It's over.
Exactly what we were talking about. There is no room to breathe when there's up to 12 rounds. EDG can feel it. Spike picked back up, earns itself. Sassy, a lot to adjust and overcome. Tens is EDG.
Oh, it's over.
And they break past their limits.
What a performance from them. And they finish it on the Thrifty as well. The trap play, the depth of strategy, showcasing even in this final round what has made the difference here for EDG to break through. It's been that prep, the hard work, moving away from the individualism.
Okay, so they're taking a long road to the final.
Winners, smiting Sentinels on Sunset. It wasn't.
They're not out yet. They're not out just yet.
And they have pulled down to earth the gods of clout. And SEN spiral to the lower bracket. That 5-day break belongs to EDG, not SEN.
And not just a 5-day break. It's a minimum top 3 finish. It's the best that they've ever done at an international event. It's vindication. It's a reward. It's the light at the end of the tunnel for them. And it's so damn well deserved, man. Full
really
credit
is.
to EDG. The work has been put in. It's showcased.
I think a lot of people were ready to undersell EDG. They got past a struggling Paper Rex, Foot not looking in their best form. I think people, especially when they crushed Trace, were thinking, oh, well, it's just because it was a Chinese team.
Regional matchup.
Regional matchup. They've showed today that they're capable of so much more. And you're right, they've smashed that glass ceiling for China, breaking through the best ever performance for a team from that region. But I think there's more to give.
They're
for this
done
team.
for, bro.
It's an open tournament. Your teams, the favorites, they were getting smashed out in groups. Gen G, nowhere to be seen.
They're done
It's
for.
possible for teams like EDG to lift a trophy here. It is a wide open tournament.
The sky is the limit for this squad. And it's all starting to pay off. And you wouldn't think it. We already mentioned, you know, the performance from EDG at Shanghai, at Madrid. It was dire, it was dismal. And even watching other Chinese teams overshadowing them earlier on at this event itself in the groups, it looked like the spotlight was going to be shifting away from this squad.
And they've ripped it firmly
Insane.
back. They
It's
are in the
insane.
limelight right now. This is their moment. I said it earlier in the tournament, if you asked EDG, would they rather win in Shanghai or win here at Champs? I think that would be tough for them just because it was in front of a home crowd. But here at Champs, they are doing it.
They are doing it indeed. We're going to set it down to the 4 for the Verizon post-match interview.
Hello everyone, I'm joined by EDG's Simon and our translator Luna for our post-match interview. 공시 Simon! 네, EDG의 사이먼 선수와의 인터뷰 만나보겠습니다. 로터스의 컴백을 시장으로 패승승, 오늘 센티넬을 상대로 승리를 가져갔는데요. 오늘 처음으로 센티넬과 경기한 소감부터 물어보도록 하겠습니다. You know, you starting with that Lotus comeback, you know, you took the reverse sweep win against Sentinels. So how was
Bro's
it
not
against
not even looking at her in the eyes. It's not even a proper conversation over here.
那你觉得说今天面对到 Sentinels 这场比赛感受怎么样呢？
感觉就是也是挺紧张的吧。
Bro is so shy, man.
打赢了娟剧第二杀，就是强队。
I think a little bit nervous because they have debate like.
A little bit nervous. Look at him playing with his pocket, man.
DRX나 젠지 같은 강팀을 이기고
He is so nervous. He's so shy.
경기하는데 긴장했다고 하네요. 근데 오늘 승리로
Having 2 girls next to him.
EDG가 진출하게 됐습니다. 그리고 이게 또 중국 지역 기록 경신인데 사이먼 선수는 팀에 합류하자마자 기록 경신에 이렇게 하면서 좀 잘하는 만큼 부담감도 계속 커질 것 같습니다. You know,
Bro's never talked to girls before, man.
Finals, and this also broke the CN League record, top 4, right? But you know, as much as you're doing well, I feel like how are you?
He can't even look at them in the eye while he's talking to them. Like,
你表
come
现
on,
也是
man.
非常非常棒嘛，而且我们现在也是突破了我们 SEN 赛区的一个记录，我们进入到4强了。那你是怎么来应对在比赛当中的这些紧张的呢？
Let's think.
就专注在游戏里。对。
That's all.
Focus on in the games.
Oh, that's it. Just focus.
Focus
and keep winning.
Just focus. How about making eye contact while you're talking to someone?
조율하고 있다고 합니다. EDG의 사이먼 선수와의 인터뷰 만나봤습니다. Thank you, Simon and Luna. Congratulations, 공시 again. All right, we'll be back shortly for our second match of the day. Bye, y'all.
It's over.
Prolific teams from China and the Americas clash on this stage for the very first time, and the winner
Sentinels were doing so well, and then they just crumble at the end.
Exciting and pivotal Valorant tournaments of all time.
And Smoggy's right back in there. The Paranoia is already sent out. That's preemptive. Outlaw in the hands of 140. Zekken down to the double digits, but still alive for now. Glides to the side. Thanks for the upgrades. Hunter's Fury scatters through. Fights to be taken by EDG. That could be set up for success on most of it. Sprayed down. Leaving it just down to 10. He's doing damage right through the wall. Isolates the 1 for bullets. Oh boy! A
great opener from SEN. A squad that are just getting scarier and scarier.
Satchel to save the day, and Sassy. And it just feels like there's no hope at this point for EDG.
There's some good plays. Some good play from Sentinels. It's just they're not consistent with their plays. They're doing good plays and then they go passive. And good plays and then passive. And then bad plays, passive. Bad play, passive. And from then on they just crumble, just doing worse and worse and worse. And then at the end they just push and fall into a trap.
Skip rope over it. Kang still here.
And just over. It's over.
Tall, stand strong, and will not be denied. EDG, they end it all.
Ended with a thrifty. It's so embarrassing.
Their limits.
They try their best. They still have a chance to come back and play again. But we'll have to see that later on in the next match with Sentinels versus whoever in the lower bracket. But yeah, with the next match I'll basically be streaming on here again. So yeah, stay tuned. For today, I'm just gonna end it here for today. Sentinel lost, that's the verdict. If you do like this video, please press like, press subscribe, and press follow if you are on Twitch as well. And I hope you all have a good night, good day, good afternoon, wherever you are. And yeah, enjoy the rest of your day, night.